Yes.
Alright, so welcome back, everybody. Today we have some fucking idiot who's not the normal person today. This
Um,
stupid fucking toaster. Woo!
hey, in my defense, I made this in 2016.
In your defense, you're a fucking idiot that lost your original Discord stuff and you had to do another one. That's
No, I didn't lose it. I just don't have access to the email for some reason,
because
despite
you're
the fact I
fucking
had the proper
stupid.
information. Or it could be Google is just really anal about two-factor authentication.
I think you just fucked it up. I think it's just your fault, honestly. That's what I'm gonna go with. Is it's just your fault,
When is it not?
dude. Literally never. So, I have no fucking idea what we're doing today.
Well, my original plan kind of went out the window because originally what I wanted to do was talk about basically the inventor of poison gas, but that kind of went out the window after I noticed a strange pattern with my recommendations, and it kind of led me down this weird, I guess, rabbit hole of certain individuals on YouTube. But I don't know if you want to go first, if there's anything significant you want to go over.
I can check.
Because I have no notes. I don't know where my original script went, so I'm just kind of freeballing it.
Um, I guess there's a couple of things to talk about. The first thing I guess I kind of wanted to talk about was there was a pink sauce update. That fucking dumb bitch that made the pink sauce.
Oh, for joy.
So she went on this weird fucking talk show that's kind of like Dr. Phil, but it's like some stupid, like fucking retarded foreign version of it. I guess it's like England's version of Dr. Phil. It's some stupid fucking dude I can't even remember his name of. Um, and every single person on there is a fucking retard because basically, right? Okay, so they tried to paint the pink sauce lady as the good person. So like they were trying to be sympathetic, like you know what you did, girl. When all those people were being negative, you handled your business like a boss. I'm like, no, she didn't. You dumb fucking idiot. Like she fucking sent hazardous product everywhere that was unpackaged. I mean, that was packaged incorrectly, unfucking refrigerated and shit. Like I I saw that and I was like, this is the worst and shittiest fucking talk show I've ever seen. It was retarded. Like it was the most retarded episode because literally all they were talking about is how fucking uh she she fucking handled her business well. She handled the toxicity well, and how it was their fault. And there's one woman, right, sent the pink sauce to a lab to get it tested to see if it was like safe, you know? And they brought her on and they like shamed her. Like they like said she was in the wrong and it was offensive and all this shit. I'm like, dude, this is the worst, most fucking dog shit take I've ever seen in my whole life. Like I don't know who this dude is, but he might actually be a fucking ass. Like he might actually be an idiot. But the whole update, right, was I guess she's continuing with pink sauce right now and they're on the track of getting it FDA approved, so it's going in stores.
Uh,
So apparently it's like getting only bigger.
See, the thing with the pink sauce is that this literally would not have been a problem had she just followed basic
Dude,
regulation
I was
with
about to
this.
say, like, I don't know how she's such a fucking idiot that she thinks that shipping a product across state lines that has milk in it without any refrigeration at all is a good idea. Like, she must just be a dumbass. She must actually have like downs.
Either that or she eats milk solid like that one episode of
Of
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob, where they fucking dangle it out of the cup and just chew on it and goes,
Yeah. Oh god, that makes me sick thinking about it.
Dude, I okay. Can we talk? Can we talk about the fact how I was like, dude, she thinks that milk doesn't need to be, to be refrigerated. She must have like downs, and we just both glossed over it completely.
Oh no, that's the reason why I brought up the SpongeBob shit.
How does that have anything to do with downs?
Because I felt like even that's a little bit that's just an insult to people with downs, bro. Like, come
Dude,
on, have
here-
some respect.
here's the thing, right? People with downs are like actually the coolest people, though. They're super
I
nice.
I
Like,
I knew a few of them actually. I don't know where they are now, but
I knew a couple of people with autism in my school, and I'm not trying to be an asshole, but they were like huge pieces of shit. Like, they pushed people, they bullied people, they were kind of
yeah, it's
assholes.
funny because I knew someone like that, and funny enough, she was the shame or she was the same chick who blocked me over an incest joke.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So like, dude, I feel like we could go into a bigger topic that's a pretty serious debate, but I'm not sure if we should go that far.
yeah. Well, first I want to hint as to what that is because I really do want to talk about this weird thing I
Well,
found.
okay. Well, the thing is that like what we could talk about is I feel like if somebody has a mental illness, right? Whether it's
Mm-hmm.
Down syndrome, autism, or even like, more serious ones, you know, uh
Mm-hmm.
like do you notice how they can kind of just do almost anything and people just kind of let them get away with it? I think that's fucking stupid.
Do you mean like getting away with crime?
No, because
Or
that definitely doesn't happen because
oh no,
it
because
just that just doesn't happen. They
well,
don't
I
like
mean when you
in fact, they're the ones that get punished the most for crimes. So you're completely fucking wrong.
well no, because you didn't elaborate. You just said get away with things, and I'm like, okay,
No,
what
I
does
that's
that
not
mean?
what I said. I said what I said was they can be like giant assholes and people just let them get away with it
Oh
is what I
yeah.
said. You don't fucking listen. You're an idiot.
Well, oh my god. Can we not do this, please? I really don't fancy having to do this. Anyway, okay, so my mistake, I misheard you. But yeah, I feel like you don't have to be, uh, it doesn't take a scientist to realize that, yeah, that does happen. Like, let's be real here, because it absolutely does. I mean, fucking the middle school I went to, that happened pretty much all the time. Like, I remember I saw this one kid with fucking I think it was Downs, and he just kept on agging this kid on, and it's like, dude, but this guy is like a dick. Like I don't care what he has, he's a dick. I don't give a fuck.
I
Like
I remember in elementary school there was this kid who I know for a fact had autism because like the entire school kind of knew, you know. And we were playing like baseball or something, and like I can't remember if it was me or somebody else, but somebody struck him out, and he just stood there and just refused to move because apparently in his eyes he wasn't out. And when somebody like I went over there and I tried to explain it to him, right? And he started yelling at me, so I kind of got a little bit irritated. And I told him that he needed to go to the back of the line because he was out. And this little fucking piece of shit actually punched me in the face. So I pushed him like onto the ground, and then I got fucking suspended from school for 2 days. I was like, "Are you fucking serious? This kid's a piece of shit. Like, I don't care what he
yeah,
has. He's an asshole."
yeah. There was another not relating to school, but I remember when I was like 9 or 10, I used to have a friend that lived like a couple blocks down the road from where I live, and apparently he decided to show his ass one day. Not literally. I mean, like, dude decided to just go completely ballistic when his mom said, "Oh, we gotta go home now." And I'm staring at him like, dude, why are you like throwing this fucking temper tantrum like you're 3? And I swear to God, the mom's like, "Oh, he has ADHD," and I'm
What?
like, nah, nah, man, that's just straight up anger issue. No, I have them bad, like from my
Wait. So I'm confused. So like he pulled his ass out, or
No, I'm. That's a saying we use in Florida. Like when we say showing their ass, it generally means they're being an asshole in public.
oh,
Yeah, I didn't mean it literally. I should probably made that more clear. But yeah, dude decided to throw like a fucking temper tantrum as if he were like 3, and then his mom tried excusing it as ADHD. And I'm like, I don't know about that one, Chief. Of course, I was also like 9 or 10, so I didn't know and I didn't really care. I just knew this kid had issues, mental or not. It's funny because I have anger issues too, and that's evident by the fact that all of my phones have cracked screens.
I mean,
But
I've broken my fair share of gaming controllers. I've broken quite a shit ton. So
hmm
I was about to say I probably can't say that I don't have anger issues as well. But I mean,
I mean, like this kid was on another fucking level. Because what he would do is, I swear to God, he ran up and down the street or street. Yes, fucking. He ran up and down the street, fucking yelling absurdities. Keep in mind, he's like same age as me, and he's screaming hard R's, retard, um, just any hard slur you can think of, he was screaming it, running up and down the street. And I'm thinking, yeah, I can't be friends with this
wait, wait,
guy.
wait. Did you say any slur I can think of?
Yeah, like I of course I'm
So,
not gonna say
well,
them because
so he was like running up and down the street, just calling people the N word.
yeah, it was like the strangest thing I've ever seen. Like he wasn't directing it at anybody. He was just running up and down the street saying hard R slurs.
Bro, somebody should have beat his ass. Honestly,
Oh, I wanted to, not because he was actually no, he was mainly because he was being obnoxious. But I was always told never to start fights because then you can't get out of them. And I wasn't about to start a fight with a kid running up and down the street, just screaming absurdities at
dude.
the top of his
Honestly,
lungs.
though, if you did, like every single person would have applauded you. They would have been on your side if you just beat his ass.
The thing is, this was happening at like 7 or 8 o'clock at night, so it was dark out and everyone's trying to go to sleep. Because keep in mind, I live in a neighborhood predominantly populated by old people. And if you know old people, they get really annoyed if they don't go to sleep early. So you can imagine what the general consensus was,
Dude,
as this kid is
those old people probably wanted to go out and beat his ass.
Oh, trust me, some of these people own guns, and I genuinely wouldn't
What?
be surprised if they considered pulling them out.
And shooting that fucking little idiot.
Yeah, just completely gunning him down in the middle of the street. Would we have cared? Probably not. But yeah, you can imagine the general consensus as a fucking 9-year-old is literally running up and down the street full speed, screaming hard RN words, calling people retard. And I think at one point he said he was gonna kick my cat, which is
Bro,
funny because I didn't have a cat.
so wait, okay, so I just want to say that I think Twitter, by the way, follow our Twitter.
Oh my
um
god.
but I think Twitter is like the biggest fucking cesspool in the world. I don't know why I thought about this. I think it's because we said retard so much, but somebody somebody said that unvaccinated was the new N word on Twitter.
Jesus. See, this is
Like,
why Tumblr should have never banned NSFW.
dude,
Like,
okay. Like as soon as Tumblr banned like as soon as Tumblr banned porn, like you saw
it
that
was
like
over.
9 million users left like within
Yeah,
24
and the
hours.
thing is, I was one of them, but I didn't immediately flock to Twitter because I had DeviantArt to keep my degeneracy
Dude,
at
something
contained.
funny was that I remember that I had a Tumblr. I had a blog on Tumblr and it had like a couple thousand like people following it or whatever.
Jesus
Well,
Christ.
but here's the thing. What I would do is I was basically one of those weird role play accounts on Twitter where
Oh,
I just posted a bunch of porn pictures and just kind of wrote stories to go along with them and just put that on a blog. And I got like I seriously had a couple thousand people who were following that account, I think. And I can't fucking remember what it was called, but I remember that when I saw they were banning porn on Tumblr, I was like, okay, so this motherfucker is absolutely gone. Like, this is not
Yeah,
gonna be here
I do.
anymore.
Thing is, I distinctly remember asking you about that, and I distinctly remember you saying, "Oh, I'm not that phased by it," and I'm like, "Are you sure?" Because I think we follow. I think there's a mutual following between our two accounts, and I'm pretty sure you got some raunchy stuff on there.
Wait, wait, what the fuck am I? What am I talking? What are we talking about? I'm confused now. Are we talking about Tumblr still?
Um, well, I was because you brought up something
Yeah,
about you having an account.
yeah, but what were you talking about when you said that whatever didn't phase me? What are you talking about?
I remember like when Tumblr first announced they were gonna remove all like pornographic
Oh, dude,
content.
it didn't phase me that much because I had so many other places to go at that point. I had already gotten on Twitter at that point, and like I already had accounts for DeviantArt and like fucking like dude, I have a fucking luscious.net account. I have a DeviantArt account, Rule 34 account. I have a fucking uh
Dude, I haven't
I
heard
have a fucking
luscious in like
I have a
ages.
SoFurry account fucking account. I have a Fur Affinity account. I have like, dude, if you can think of a porn website, I probably have an account for it.
My
Like,
God.
here's the thing. It's funny because I have a Pornhub account, a YouPorn account, and a fucking X
What
videos
the
account.
what the fuck, bro? You have gone past addiction. This is just straight up something else.
Dude, not even kidding. Like, unironically, my I don't know if I want to say this, but I'm going to. Right?
Ugh, oh
Like,
fuck.
whenever I'm looking at porn, there's like 5 websites I check every single time I'm looking at
Oh
porn.
my
Like,
gosh,
dude,
dude.
seriously, I have it like down to a science. Like E621, which I also have an account on. I missed that one. So I
Of
check
course
E6.
you do.
I check E621. Then I go to Rule 34. Then I go to Twitter. Then I go to Luscious.net. Then I go to Hentai Haven.
What the fuck? Dude, I like my fair share of animated titty, but like that's just too much.
And then
If I
there's another one that's not Hentai Haven. It's another one that starts with H, and I can't remember what Hentai Foundry I have. I have an account for that too,
if I can't find something to look at, I'm just gonna think of something. Like fuck it.
dude. And the
It
funny part is that I have like super fucking obscure ones that people probably don't know about, like X Hamster. I have an account for that.
I know. I only know of X Hamster because of that one PewDiePie video like years
Where I
ago.
accidentally left it up.
Yeah.
Dude, it's crazy. So, okay, I feel like what I'm about to say next is like worse than anything I've said so far.
Oh
Like
my god,
I
how
I
can
I
it get anywhere?
I've just revealed that I have like 20 accounts for porn websites. But I think that what I can say next is even fucking worse.
And the funny thing is, half of the ones you mentioned aren't even solely dedicated to porn. They just happen to have it on their platform.
I was about to say like my I don't really have a personal Twitter. I have like a porn Twitter.
Ah,
Which, dude, you might judge. I know so fucking many people with porn Twitters. Like they have a Twitter just for porn.
well, see, I was thinking on doing something like that myself, but then I realized, am I really gonna get big? Like, do I really have to worry about it? And I thought, like, probably not because of what I do. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but Gmod posters don't really rack in as many views as SFM or
Oh
fucking
no,
Blender.
no. When I talk about I have a porn Twitter, I have a porn Twitter like that's just for viewing porn.
Oh, oh, I see. I
Like
see. I just use that on my main whenever I use it, which is not
like
great.
I use Twitter for porn. I don't really use it for anything else.
Oh,
I also use
oh,
it
I
for like
see.
drama and stuff, but I think every single like on my actual Twitter account, I think every single person I follow is a not safe for work 18 plus account cuz I just follow artists. Like I just like I will literally go and find an artist I really like and then follow their account. So I have like I think I have over like 2,000 accounts I'm following. Every single one of them is a porn artist.
The fuck? dude.
Like I said,
Oh my
dude,
god.
I can get I can get even worse if like I said if I say what I say next because this is so fucking worse than anything else I've said so far is not only do I still have these two accounts I'm going to talk about, but I still use these two accounts I'm going to talk about. All
Oh
right?
my god.
Are you ready for me to reveal what the two accounts are?
I, I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Mind you, I still use these accounts today. I have a Wattpad and an AO3 account.
Oh, oh my
And fucking
god.
both of those are fan fiction websites.
Oh my god. I know of Wattpad, but I've never heard of the other one.
AO3 is like the AO3 is like the biggest one for fan fiction.
What the fuck, dude? Dude, I'm scared to ask what you used them for. Like, genuinely. I've never been this scared in my life.
What
I'm
what
literally quaking in my boots.
what fucking Wattpad and
Yeah,
AO3?
what the fuck could you be using them for? Because Wattpad is words. What the fuck could you be doing on that?
Do you
Or
want me
with
to do you
that?
want me to tell you what I'm doing?
Please, because I'm both scared but
Dude, okay.
intrigued.
So, I don't actually I don't actually want to say because it's super fucking cringy and weird and but at the same time, I guess it's not anything like horrible, I guess.
I mean, if you feel more
Fuck.
comfortable just doing it through text messaging, then I would recommend doing that, because at least
Well,
then it's
I
not
mean,
audible.
I'll say it, I guess. It's just fucking
Um,
cringy and weird.
how can it possibly get
It's
any worse?
worse, dude.
Is that
It's a fucking it's a million times worse. I'm telling you right now it's worse. But I use my Wattpad and AO3 accounts to read mostly Zootopia, Paw Patrol, and Animal Crossing fan fiction. And here's the thing. Here's the funny part. Here's the funny part is that those fan fictions are usually porn ones.
no, no.
Dude, like I don't know how you don't understand this. I am like a porn connoisseur. Like that's an important part of my life. When I wake up in the morning, I literally dedicate 2 hours just for porn right in the morning
What
every
the
single day.
fuck is wrong with you?
Dude, it's called porn addiction. That's what it
I
is.
thought I was bad spending an hour in the bathroom. I
Oh no,
genuinely.
dude, you're not gonna be on my level until you have like 2 hours built into your schedule daily for porn, and then whatever else you want to do that day.
Dude, what? I can't fucking I cannot comprehend. Like, oh, I woke up. I better brush my teeth. I better eat breakfast, brush my teeth, get properly
Dude,
dressed,
you're giving me
and
way
go
too much credit.
masturbate.
All that shit is after I'm done.
What the fuck?
Like I wake up in the morning, 2 hours is porn immediately, and then I go about my day. And then throughout the day, whatever else I want to do. I'm not even kidding. I kept track one day because I was just curious, right? And I spent at least 5 hours looking at porn in a day.
Dude, remind me never to come over to your house. I don't want to wake up at like fucking 6 or 7 or fucking 8 or whenever,
Dude,
whenever the fuck it would be.
you're dude, I fucking wake up at like 11 or 10.
Like, look, I don't want to fucking wake up at like 10 or 11 and then hear like for 2 hours.
Why would you be sleeping in the same room?
Fuck if I know. I don't know what your acoustics are.
Dude, I feel like any house, despite the fucking acoustics, you wouldn't hear it from a different fucking room. Unless you're like
I don't
right
know.
next door.
I don't know about that, dude. I used to live in a solid concrete house and that shit reverberated like crazy.
Well,
Like
see,
I was not safe at all.
dude, all I'm saying is that in the house that I'm staying in right now, you can like be downstairs, you know, and not hear someone from like 2 rooms away.
Man, I'd love to live in that type of a house, but no, I gotta live with fucking thin plaster walls
No,
where everything is
it's because the
audible.
entire outside of our wall is made out of fucking brick and like stone and shit, and the inside is all wooden fucking walls, and a lot of them are solid walls and wooden beams everywhere.
Yeah, so that sounds very like,
Dude, it's an old house.
yeah.
It's an old fucking farmhouse is what it is. Um, the thing though is that like this house has to weigh like 10 fucking billion tons. It's like a solid fucking object. It's crazy.
You could survive a twister and then some.
Dude, you know what I kind of wanted to talk about?
I
So, I actually have a big announcement. Content on this channel is going to change drastically. And I'm saying that because in my possession right now, I have a Skynet Gaming Archangel fucking PC, like the desktop, and I need to get a monitor. And these are like thousands of dollars, like gaming PC equipment, and I have it now. So, like, I can play whatever the fuck I want now because these things are beasts. Like legitimately, it's like one of the ones that streamers have. It glows fucking like rainbow and shit, you know.
yeah, like,
So
I never did get that. Like, why the fuck do you need your shit to glow? I feel that you could use that as like a pilot light or something with how bright it gets.
I mean, it's just cool to have
Maybe I'm just too
to have
minimalistic.
to have like your room glowing fucking rainbow. I'm just excited because I get to play like fucking PC games now. Because like I said, this ain't like a fucking like laptop or anything. Like no, I gotta buy a fucking monitor to hook up to this, and this thing's gonna be fucking a beast.
Like I said, maybe I'm just too minimalistic, but all I all I did was search up. I fucking looked on Google like laptops that I can at least play Minecraft on, and I got like an Amazon listing for one that's like 234.
Well, here's the thing. I got this for free. I got this for free. I didn't pay for it.
How?
Contests.
Uh,
Yeah, dude. Like fucking insane. I'm gonna have to like send you pictures of it. It's fucking crazy. Like this thing is sick.
Now do you know how to keep it maintained? Is the question.
I mean,
Because the rig is only as good as the owner.
you have to like clean it, but that's it. Like you don't have to like fucking. Here's the thing. Within walking distance, there's a fucking computer repair place near me
Yeah, but
anyway.
computer repair shops scam you like crazy. Trust me, I would know. If something
Wow,
like that, if something like that is
you're really good at making something positive super negative, you dumb motherfucker.
well, I'm just telling you
Like
from
I
experience.
want it, you idiot. I'm going to fucking use it whether I know how to maintain it or not. I'm not just gonna fucking let it sit, nigga.
I'm just saying, computer repair shops like to scam you like crazy.
Well, I mean
Well,
that's what I gotta use, man.
like if that thing is like worth thousands of dollars, I guarantee you, you're gonna be advised by multiple people just to buy another one, probably cheaper too. Because that's what I've been told. Like I got a laptop that's like what it costs maybe like 1,000. I went to go get the screen fixed. Son of a bitch cost me like more than the actual cost of the computer itself, and it's like, huh, okay.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? My grandpa builds computers from the ground up. So there you go. You can shut the fuck up now.
Oh, okay.
Like he literally builds computers. If anything goes wrong with this thing, I can send it to him and he'll be able to fucking fix it no problem. Like that's literally
Uh,
what he does for a living. Is he builds computers and sells them and fixes computers for a living. So if anything
that would
goes
have
wrong
been
with it, I can just send it to him.
That would have been useful information from the very start, but okay.
Well, now you know, nigga.
Shit, you might have to hook me up with them because I could use some pointers.
I mean, you're gonna be paying fucking money, nigga. I gotta pay money.
Yeah, that's usually how transactions work. I'm glad we got that established.
I mean, he he doesn't really work out of state, my guy.
Oh well.
I mean,
I shall continue to look, I suppose. No biggie.
oh, dude. You know what? You know another thing that I kind of wanted to do.
Mm,
I kind of wanted to talk about three more things. So
okay.
because, like I said, I actually do have stuff written out, so I'm trying to get my stuff done. The first thing is I've been playing my fair share of Overwatch 2, and
Mm-hmm.
the first couple weeks of this game have been the worst launch of a fucking AAA game I've seen in a long time. Like, it's
I'm
working.
shocked.
It's working fine now, and the game is pretty much exactly the same as Overwatch 1. However, the pacing of the game, because there's only one tank, is way fucking better. Like, it's not just standing there shooting at shields the entire fucking time. You're actually, like, playing a game that feels like an arcade shooter and, is fast paced. Like, it's way better. Like, it just feels better to play. It's way more fun. But the bugs in this thing cannot be fucking understated. There were bugs that made people visible through fucking walls. There were bugs that fucking would just buy random shit from the shop. There were bugs that fucking made it so that people couldn't get on the game. Some people made it so that the game fucking uninstalled. There was a bug where if you got an achievement on any console, it just fucking quit the game and you had to start over again. The infinite queuing fucking thing. Accounts not transferring over. Logging into the wrong account. Fucking logging into an account that isn't yours. Fucking having your shit reset. Characters being locked when they shouldn't be locked. Like, the bugs in this fucking thing. The bugs were so bad that two heroes are currently unplayable in Overwatch 2. One of them was straight up removed from the entire game because he was so fucking busted. And the other one, you just cannot play in any competitive game mode because it's so broken too.
I'm amazed that you've covered so many bugs and it's not a Bethesda title.
Oh, dude, it's fucking crazy that they had that many fucking bugs in there. And dude, there were way more fucking bugs than just what I'm saying. Like, this game was bug fucking city and connectivity error fucking city. Like, the first couple weeks on this game, if you're playing on a next gen console, the game was rubber banding so fucking badly and just running so badly that it was like quite literally unplayable because you couldn't tell where your teammates were because they were constantly fucking vibrating and like jostling on their access and then fucking warping all around the map, rubber banding everywhere. Like, the game was literally unplayable for the first couple weeks on fucking console, like on next gen console. It was bad. I don't know how they fucked this game up as bad as they did, but it was bad.
Like I said, man, had Blizzard not removed that fucking tracer pose, none of this would have happened. But everyone called me crazy.
Oh, fucking another thing is looking at reviews. Scorn is doing pretty mediocre.
Yeah, I've been meaning to ask you about that
Yeah,
actually.
so Scorn was received with, I wouldn't say lukewarm, but probably just warm attention. But this game looks like it's about fucking 7 out of 10 to a lot of people, 6 out of 10, 3 out of 5. Like, a lot of people don't really think this game is all that great. And I have not beaten the game. I don't even know how far I am into the game. So I might not even be that far. But the
It's
thing,
roughly 4 hours long, so
I'm probably like halfway through then. Maybe a little bit more than halfway through. But like to put it in perspective, I haven't gotten to any real combat yet. Like I haven't gotten to any one of the guns. I've gotten to that thing that like pokes a rod out, but that's it. Like I have not gotten to any guns yet. And the thing is that this game had somewhat misleading marketing. All right, like somewhat misleading. And what I mean by that is, while they did say that there is combat, but it's not a shooter, they didn't really say what it is, you know? And a lot of people were assuming this was a survival horror game, and it's not. Like, it straight up just is not. Once you realize that this game, as far as what I can tell, doesn't have jump scares for the most part, and there's really no threat of you dying, you realize that the atmosphere is unchecked. It's an amazing fucking atmosphere. Like the ambiance is amazing. It's a scary fucking setting. You know, it makes you feel uneasy. Like graphically, it looks amazing. This game looks beautiful. But then once you realize that there's really no way you can die, like it's just doing puzzles in a scary atmosphere. And then once you realize that they're not telling a story whatsoever, they're not telling any story at all, then you realize that this game kind of fucking sucks.
well, that's the thing. I've seen like gameplay and I've seen like a full quote unquote story summary,
It's
and from what
dude,
I understand, it's all up to interpretation. I've seen theories out
I
the
know, but
wazoo.
here's the thing. That's the one thing that we were scared of because that doesn't make it good. Like that's the fucking bitchiest cop out in the entire universe to just leave it up to interpretation. That quite literally proves that you don't know what you're doing. Like you don't have an idea. You're just
I
saying fuck it,
don't.
let them fill it
I
out.
wouldn't see. I wouldn't say that because
Nigga, before
I,
you say anything, I just want to let you know that you haven't played the game. So before you say any opinion, you are reviewing this game without playing it. I just want to let you know that. I've played the game. This game is boring. Like, I'm not saying
yeah,
this
you
game doesn't
haven't
look good,
finished it. You
but this
haven't finished it though. I've seen it play out. I've seen like uh
that
segmented
doesn't
parts.
matter. That doesn't matter. You're watching somebody else play it. You're not playing the game.
I'm not commenting on the gameplay. I'm commenting about the actual plot, quote
They're
unquote.
literally there's no plot. Like without somebody explaining it to you, like you fucking had somebody explain it to you. All right, there's nothing here in
But
this
here's
game.
the thing.
No,
I already knew what I was
watch a
getting
game.
into though.
Watch a
See,
game.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. I knew exactly what I was going to be getting into story-wise because of the source material. I knew it was going to be very subliminal with what it was trying to
That doesn't
portray.
matter. That doesn't matter. Just because you know what you're getting into doesn't mean it's good.
No, again, I understand that, but I'm just trying to say I at least I know what they're trying to get at.
They're
So I
okay.
have that
Okay,
advantage.
before you say anything, because you've interrupted me like 5 times, shut the fuck up. Let me say something. Don't say anything. All right. Before you say anything else, all right. Like I said, I have played the game. They are not getting at fucking anything. You are solving puzzles. That's all you are doing. There is no environmental storytelling. There's nothing. You are solving puzzles. The world is literally just something that you walk through and find puzzle solving things. There's no story. They're not getting at anything. The most you could argue with the whole fucking subliminal storytelling is you could argue that they make nods to some things. Like when you solve one of the puzzles and a guy crawls out one of those fucking like weird pod things, you can argue, yeah, that's a birth. They're not getting at anything. If you're sitting there and telling me that there's a story, put your money where your mouth is. Watch a fucking gameplay of the game with no commentary at all. Just watch the gameplay. Don't watch anything. Like no commentary at all. And not a perfect run through either. Like, I don't want someone to run through the game perfectly. Watch somebody play this game with no audio at all. Like, no commentary, just the game. And you tell me if there's anything in this game, like, story-wise. Because I'm telling you there's not. Literally, there's nothing in this game story-wise. You are walking around finding answers to puzzles. There are no survival elements. The combat, if you can call it that, is incredibly unstable, and it's not pleasing gunplay, right? And like I said, the story, there's nothing there. Because when you leave it up to interpretation, we literally talked about how if you're too vague, then people can't get anything from it. And that's what the problem with this game is that it's too vague to the point where people aren't piecing anything together because it literally is so fucking vague, it means nothing. Like, whatever fucking story anybody is saying this game has, or theories, it's not good. I'm telling you, I've played the game, and I'll fucking even finish the game, but I've played a portion of the game, and there's no story. There's no subliminal storytelling. The most thing you'll find is like you're just running around operating machines to upgrade like your little winch thing and like use your gun to operate things. It literally is just run through this area to find this thing to then run but to another area to find another thing. You're just collecting parts of a puzzle and then going to a location and solving a puzzle. Like there's no story with this game. Like I wanted the game to be good. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to shit talk this game, but it's not a good game once you realize that there's nothing threatening you most of the time. This game is all ambience and good graphics with like no story at all other than the most unspecific implied bullshit that is so vague that you could argue it means anything and probably have a good argument for it. Like it's just not a good game. Like even the gameplay isn't satisfying. Run over here to get a piece to a puzzle, to then run all the way back here, to then run to another location to solve a puzzle, and then finish the level, only to do it again. Just run around finding things to solve a puzzle with no direction at all. Nigga, this game sucks. Like, the gameplay is awful. It's not good. And this is coming from somebody who has played the game. I understand that you've watched videos and stuff like that, but you haven't played the game. Like, you can't comment on if the game is good when you haven't played it. Because the game's terrible. It's just boring as fuck.
I never said the game was good, so make of that what you will.
I mean, you were arguing that the story was good, and I completely fucking disagree, because I don't even think there is
No,
one.
no. I never said the story was good. I'm just trying to say that there is one. You just have to look deeper. And I'll admit, yeah, it's a shitty thing to do, but you can't just say there's nothing there when you haven't even beaten the game. Because I know what's there, and I know you hate spoilers, so I'm intentionally saying nothing.
Well, alls I know is that, by the way, I kind of got spoiled on it anyway, but I, like, don't really fucking care. You can literally argue that this game is horrible, lazy, like, game design, because the final boss is the same boss repeated 4 times, nigga. I know that, because I've heard people talk about that. It's the same boss 4 times. Like, I don't even know how you're defending this game, even on a story level. Because it's, like, it deserves no defense. Like,
Again, I'm not defending it. How are you even getting this idea? I'm not defending anything. I'm just saying there is something there. You just have to look a little bit deeper to get to it. Because I feel like it's disingenuous to say, "Oh, there's nothing there," because there clearly is. I just don't think you're putting the time and effort to really understand it.
bro, you don't know that, first of all. Like, when I'm playing this game, I'm putting a lot of time and effort into the game. Like, I have not looked up a single fucking walkthrough. I've solved every single puzzle so far by myself. All the lights off, headphones on. I'm playing this game. I'm putting time and effort into the game, you dickhead. Like, I love horror games. it's not a good story. Like, I understand that you have to look deeper or fucking whatever, but when somebody playing the game, actively playing the game, can't get it, it's too vague. Like, it's too vague if you're playing the game and you can't grasp it. And you can argue that I haven't gotten to the end of the game yet. I've looked at my time. I have played the game for over 2 hours at this point, and I have no fucking idea what's going on because everything is completely independent of each other. Like, it doesn't, like, how are you going to argue that there's even a story when it's just diced up segments? Like, the first part of the game, you solve one puzzle, then you go through something else, and you're in a completely different area with completely different puzzles, and what you did before has quite literally no bearing on the future of the game. No, it doesn't affect it at all, from what I can tell. And it's all completely different. Like, after you solve the stupid fucking 4-pod thing, you're transported into the desert. Like, nothing has to do with each other. How is the first part of the game related to any other parts of the fucking game? When you fucking get through the first part of the game, when you're in that room with the fucking tracks on it, how is that related to the second part of the game where you have to fucking dissolve the bodies with the acid or whatever? And how is that related to the third part of the game when you're in that place with the sand and you're like tracking the beast on 4 legs? How in the fuck are any of these related to each other? Well, spoiler alert, they're not. Like, there's no way there is. Mostly because, and I know this is true too, mostly because the game, every single puzzle can be solved more than once. And guess what? It still doesn't change anything. The game still plays out the same. Like,
So perhaps
it's
telling
just
it
a
a
different
story.
it's just a different solution to solving the same puzzle. Like, I accidentally got spoilers. Like, we should probably say fucking beware spoilers. But in the very first room, I know that when you fucking do that puzzle upstairs, where you're doing like the jigsaw thing, when you bring that guy down, you can either break him out of his pod thing and he walks over to you to help you operate the door, or you can just fucking kill him. And guess what? Everything plays out exactly the same. So how are you going to argue there's a story when making choices doesn't have an impact? That's the whole point of making choices, is it changes the story. From what I can tell, it does not change the story. Nothing changes. The game plays out exactly the same. You just found a different solution to the puzzle. That right there just kind of proves to me there's no story. How is solving the puzzle a different way not going to impact the story? Like, it doesn't make any, like, and you were just going to say maybe I wouldn't call it a story. I wouldn't either, because I don't think it's a story. It's just,
Actually, what I was going to say was I think it's a little disingenuous to call it a story then. Perhaps what I meant was something along the lines of there's definitely a theme here,
yeah,
but perhaps
yes, there's a theme, but saying there's a story, no fucking way is there a story in this game. Like, no way. And I know that there's a theme, you know? Like, absolutely there's a theme. Like, I'm picking up on it already. Like, just the fact that you can solve every single puzzle in the game more than one way, like, already shows that there's a theme. And I'm probably already picking up on the theme. Like I said, I have not beaten the game, so I don't know if I'm right or not. But the fact that in the first room, you can either just kill the guy and take his arm to open the door, or you can bring him with you and use his arm to open the door. Like, the fact that you can go kill or no kill clearly shows that there are good and bad, in quotations, because it's not really, neither one of them is good, but there are good and bad ways to solve these puzzles, and they both imply different things. All right? Like, there's a theme for sure, but calling it a story, abso-fucking-lutely not. Like, what story is this game telling? Like, that's the thing, is that I'm playing the game and I have no fucking idea what's going on. The game is so fucking vague. You solve a puzzle, move to a new area. Solve a puzzle, move to a new area. There's nothing. Like it's kind of fucking sucks. Like I know that we were talking about that we really hope that this no dialogue thing is going to be interesting. They did not execute it at all. The game just comes off as incredibly fucking bland and boring. And here's the thing, the game is kind of unnerving, but like I said, it really wears off when you're like 2.5 hours into the game and it's just like, wow, there really is not all that many ways to die. There's not really jump scares. Like, and you start to lose interest. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Why am I doing this? What's the point? Like, having a vague story is fine, but when it's so vague that people can't pick up on it and they start to lose interest, which is what happened to me, that's kind of bad. Like, I'm going to eventually go back to Scorn, but I played Scorn once for like a 2 hour session, maybe a 3 hour session, And like I said, it probably didn't take, it's not going to take me 4 hours. It's probably going to be longer because the puzzles kind of take me a while because they are kind of tough. But this game is just really obscure, vague, and I kind of start to lose interest because you kind of know what's going to be next after the same thing happens 4 times in a row. Like, after you solve a puzzle and you realize that the puzzle is just getting to the new area, you start to not care anymore. It's like, wow, that new area is going to be really cool. I can shoot some dudes, solve a puzzle, and move on. It starts to not be fun anymore. It starts to kind of suck. Like, it's definitely not the worst game ever. Like, it's not unplayable or anything. It's not broken. But I would give this game like a 7 out of 10. 6 out of 10 seems way too harsh because I wouldn't really say it's 6 out of 10. But I'd say it's like 7 out of 10. But I would not say it's any higher than 7 out of 10 just because the gameplay is kind of bad. There's not really a story. It's kind of lackluster. Like, the game just... I can say with certainty this game is not winning Game of the Year. There's a 0% chance this game wins Game of the Year. I'm telling you it's not going to. Something else is going to. Like, just the fact that the gameplay in this is so bad, like, it's a disappointment because I wanted this game to be good, and it's kind of disappointing. Like, people were worried that it was going to be agony all over again. If you've seen the gameplay of Scorn, it is literally agony but with less bugs. It's agony but it looks better. It's nothing. It's just puzzles and no anything. All right? Like, and I don't want to say that. Like, it really hurts me to say that because I really was hyped for this game. I really wanted it to be good, but this game, quite literally, people predicted it. It suffered from the agony curse. This game just isn't that good. Like, it's all right, but is it worth $30? Absolutely not. There's no way this game's worth $30. I would actually say, if anybody wants to play this game, buy Game Pass and then play it. Like, because then at least with Game Pass, you can buy other games. I'm telling you, don't buy this game like with a $30 price tag. Like, it looks good, but just the fact that this game is for the average player like 6 hours long, I don't recommend playing this. Like, I don't recommend paying $30 to play this. I recommend buying Game Pass and playing it.
Eh, I'd spend the $30 just for the art book it comes with, honestly. I'm a sucker for art books. I absolutely love them. Am I contributing to the problem? Yeah. Do I care? No. It's my money. I can do damn well what I please with it.
I mean, honestly, after buying Scorn, I wish that Xbox kind of worked like Steam because unironically, at this point, and I know this sounds harsh, but I'm being dead honest right now. If this was on Steam, I probably wouldn't complete Scorn. I probably would not beat the game. I probably would refund it and buy
If
something
it
else.
were if it were like Steam, you wouldn't be able to because if you have 2 hours on it or more, it's not eligible for refunding.
No, like
So
your thing can say 2 hours on it, and you'll still get a refund for it. Like, they're pretty
uh,
chilled out. Like, they'll even give you a refund for like 3 hours. Like, I've seen people get games like Ark refunded like with like 60 hours on the game. Like, I know that Steam used to be bad. They're way more relaxed with it now. Like, I've gotten refunds with like 3 hours on the game. Like, it's especially if a lot of people are refunding the game, then they're more likely to accept your refund anyway. Like there that one shitty game, Babylon's Fall. People were getting refunds after like 10 hours on that because people knew how fucking bad it was. And you just kind of look like an asshole if you're Steam and you say, "Yeah, no, we're not giving you this refund to this fucking game, even though it's not on Steam." I don't think. Actually, yes, I know Babylon's Fall is. Never mind, but I don't know. It's maybe the game gets better, and I just haven't played enough of it, and I need to play more of it. But I just, I just don't. I'm just disappointed. Like maybe it's my fault for not looking at the advertising correctly. But at the same time, if you remember, think of every single piece of advertising for Scorn that we watched, you know, and they did not really do a good job conveying what the game was going to be like. And if you think about it, they wouldn't have been able to accurately portray what the game was going to be like because if they put actual gameplay like in the trailer that was reflective of the experience, then no one would have bought it because it would have looked boring as fuck. They had to put the coolest scenes from the game in the advertising because otherwise people would have been like, wow, so you're just running slash walking around and collecting things to solve doorways essentially. Wow, this looks fucking terrible. Dude, they seriously did bang up fucking marketing. Like, their marketing is probably why Scorn did so well in terms of purchases. Because they marketed the fuck out of this game. Like seriously, this game was announced in 2015. So 7 years ago. Also, by the way, how in the fuck did this game take that long to make? When quite literally the only thing that they spent most of their programming on was running from point A to point B. And that's all you're doing in the game mostly. Is just run
Uh,
from point A to point B. How did this game take so
well,
long to make?
let's see. Considering all the changes it would have been through during the alpha and beta stages, the 3D meshes, the animated parts of the models, COVID happening, so I can understand how it would take 7 years.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They announced the game and they had like working fucking demos at that time. When they announced the game, they had working demos. You do realize that they had to make that, right? Like the game was in like beta stage at that point, which means they would have had to work on the game for a couple of years before that. This game easily took over 10 years to make. To put it into perspective, Cuphead, where the entire thing was hand drawn, took 8 years to make. And hand animated, by the way. Hand drawn and hand animated, and Cuphead took 8 years to make. Somehow Scorn took longer than that. And I know that it's a different art style, yada, yada, yada. But the thing is that not only is Cuphead longer than Scorn, the gameplay is more complex than Scorn. It took less time to make.
I
Like,
feel like that's an unfair comparison considering the types of games you're comparing,
yeah, but they're both
but
they're both indie developers and they're hard in different ways. Like, yeah, Scorn is completely different because you have to render out a bunch of detail, on screen. You have to do a lot of, 3D modeling. But do you realize how hard it is to hand draw and hand animate a whole fucking game? I don't think it's an unfair comparison at all. They're both difficult in different ways. I'm just saying that when you look at those two different games, right? Just one of them is way more impressive than the other one. Just in terms of gameplay. Like that's the main thing I'm talking about. I don't give a fuck if the story is bad because if you have a horrible story but the gameplay is good, I can look past shitty story if it has good gameplay. Scorn is terrible fucking gameplay and the story is awful cuz it's basically non-existent. Like with Scorn, the only saving grace are it looks good and there's good sound design. That's it. Literally. So that's it. Is it looks good and it sounds good essentially. Like I don't like this game that much. You know, I now that I'm thinking about it, I think that 7 out of 10 is a little bit too generous. Honestly, I think 6 out of 10 really is where this game stands because you can't really give anything higher than like a 6 out of 10 when the gameplay is bad and the story is non-existent.
Oh well, I'm not surprised.
What do you, dude? What are you serious?
Yeah, I'm honestly the second that our last video went up, I'm like, you know what? I'm getting a little too excited. I've been hurt. I've been burned a lot of times,
Here's
so
the
I'm
thing. Here's
gonna
the
calm down
thing,
a little
right?
bit.
Well,
And
here's the thing. I don't think this is a Cyberpunk 2077 situation. With Cyberpunk, the reason why people thought it was bad because their hopes were too high. With Scorn, it's just because Scorn is not a good game.
and
Period.
people's hopes were high.
Well, no. Here's the thing, right? Like, yeah, people's hopes were high, but you can look at Cyberpunk 2077 with your hopes not being high and say, hey, this game is a good game. Whereas you look at Scorn with your hopes not being high and you say, this is not a good game. Like, a completely unbiased individual would play this game and probably give it like a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. Like, I don't think anyone would really give this game that much higher of a rating because it's just kind of boring. Like it's really obtuse, so you don't like it. I know that when you're fucking watching somebody play it, it looks seamless because they get it on their first fucking try or whatever. But when you're playing the game, like you're just running around 4 different rooms and you're going to each room like 5, 6 times to check on shit, not knowing what to do and trying to find fucking answers to a puzzle when you don't even know what the fucking puzzle is yet because you haven't explored enough to know what the puzzle is yet. Like, I really don't like the gameplay in this game. Like, when I was playing it, to put it into perspective, right? When I first played this game, I went into my room, I closed all the fucking curtains, I closed the door, I put fucking headphones on, and I took like 40 milligrams of weed. Like, I went balls deep to really freak myself out with this game, and within an hour, I was thinking in my head, I'm getting fucking irritated. I'm gonna quit. Within like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And no, not even 2 hours. Literally like an hour. Literally like an hour, hour and a half. I was like, I'm getting ready to quit this fucking game. Like, I don't want to play it anymore. I'm getting irritated. I'm bored as fuck. This game is like, it was starting to irritate me. But I pushed through because I wanted to at least give the game more of a fair chance than that, you know? But it just, like, I have not played Scorn since it came out, like the day it released. I haven't touched it. And it's because, like, every time I think about wanting to touch it, I'm like, dude, it's just not good gameplay. Like, and I know that now because I've played it, which sucks because like I can't be excited to play this game again. I can't hype myself up to play the game because I know it's not going to be enjoyable. It's not going to be fun because I know what the gameplay is. And you have nothing to entertain yourself. You have no dialogue, no story, no music. You have ambient sound, and that's it. Is ambient sound. Like, and gameplay that is essentially you know what Scorn is? Scorn is a game where 85% is fucking fetch quests. Does that sound fun? Well, yeah. Well, you would really enjoy Scorn then. However, if you don't like running around picking up fucking objects, then don't play this game because that's literally what it is. Scorn is called Fetch Quest, the game. That's a more fair title than Scorn because it is literally Fetch Quest the game. It's not great, and people might love it, but it's my opinion, and I'm totally entitled to it. And not only is it my opinion that I'm entitled to, but I have reasons why I don't like the game. I'm not just saying I hate the game for no reason. No, I hate the game because it's fucking boring. The story is way too vague to be meaningful. So you're just running around doing fetch quests, and that's it. It's not that great. I really don't like it. And that's the thing is, I don't even know if I'm gonna beat the fucking game. I really don't. I really don't know if I'm gonna beat the game because I know what the gameplay is like. And like, here's the thing: if you know you're about to play a horrible, fucking boring ass game, you don't want to play it. Like, why would you choose to go play a bad game? That's where I'm at right now with Scorn. Is why would I choose to play this game when I know it's not great?
You chat all this, but like you could just uninstall it and then not worry about it,
I mean, yeah,
like
I
most sensible people.
Yeah, I could, but the game is like less than 20 gigs. I don't really give a fuck when it's on my terabyte of storage. It's taking up barely anything.
But if
Like,
it's doing that much to you just by looking at the fucking thumbnail, the fucking game thumbnail, I would probably want to uninstall it
it's
if it's
not,
filling me with that
it's,
much dread.
it's not doing that much dread by looking at the thumbnail. I'm just saying that I'm disappointed that it's a bad game. I don't know why you're making it so much deeper than what it actually is, but you're so fucking off base right now, it's kind of funny.
Because just a little bit bored of talking about a shitty game. I gotta be honest with you.
Well,
Like
you could have said that instead of being a retard and just sitting there.
well, no, because you don't like it when I interrupt. So I don't speak, as I have established like a week ago.
Well, like I said, it's not fucking that deep. I just don't like the game and it's bad, and I'm disappointed because I wanted it to be good, and it's absolutely not. And you were the one who fucking was talking about Scorn earlier today too. You haven't played the game. I have. You said you were gonna ask me about it, so I just wanted to tell you that it's not great. I mean, if you want to try it out, by all means, try it out. But it's just kind of
I
boring to
have
actually play.
I have no physical way of doing that.
Oh yeah, I forgot. All your shit's broken, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was about to say, dude, you have the worst luck. It's like your computer breaks, then your Xbox breaks, then your fucking phone breaks. Like, you're actually living in the boonies out there.
And the thing is, I live in the middle of a city.
I was about to say, like, you're literally living in the fucking boondocks. Like, everything's held together with like tape and gum.
Hey, it works.
Clearly it doesn't work, bitch nigga. Clearly it doesn't work because your shit is broken. So
Hey,
how does it work?
my house hasn't fallen apart yet,
Yeah, you
so
didn't build the house.
it was shitty when I found it, and it's gonna stay that way till it's gone.
I feel like all your stuff is gonna be that way.
Good. I've actually just planned on selling literally everything, because evidently I can't be trusted with any of it. So,
Fucking seems like it. I mean,
so
I remember every single week it would be like something new in your house fucking broke. Whether it was your phone or your tablet or fucking computer or Xbox or whatever.
well, it's kind of hard to replace shit when you can't have
I
the
was I,
money to do
I was
it.
about to say when you're a broke bitch,
Thank you.
a broke nigga. Bro, honestly, I had to
But
put your
hopefully,
dude. We gotta put your ass in fucking broke nigga jail for real.
hopefully I land a job as a fucking bagger at Winn Dixie tomorrow. So,
Winn
I mean, how hard
Dixie.
could it fucking be?
I've never been to a Winn Dixie in my whole fucking life because there's not one where I am, And I've heard people talking about Winn Dixie. Is it just like a fucking Walmart? What the fuck is a Winn Dixie?
It's Walmart without all the cool stuff.
So is
It,
it so it's a grocery store, nigga?
it it's literally just a grocery store,
So it's
except
not
it has
okay,
pharmacy.
nigga. So it's not like Walmart. It's like fucking Kroger or like Food Lion.
Whatever the fuck that is, yeah.
What? How? You don't know what a Food Lion is?
Well, considering I live in Florida and it's never been in the state at all.
It's a grocery store where you go and you buy groceries from it.
Well, now I know.
They sell food and that's pretty much it.
It's funny because Walmart advertises itself as a grocery store, but it's technically a general store. And they haven't changed it since the fucking 50s.
Wait, what are you talking about again? Kroger?
No, Walmart, you
Walmart is
fucking.
not a grocery store because they don't just sell groceries.
They advertise it as a grocery store,
It's
but
not.
like I
It's a super fucking store. It's a super center. It's not a grocery store though. A grocery
I,
store is like Kroger. A grocery store is that only sells groceries. Otherwise, it's
I'm
not a grocery store.
agreeing with you, sir.
What?
I know I'm agreeing with you, sir. I know that. But they don't advertise it as such because apparently they own their own CEOs and don't know the difference. Then again, they don't know the difference between actually saving money and scamming you out of your $50.
I was about to say, yeah, save money, live better. Where you get like that rollback price where you save like 4 fucking cents.
Oh wow, thank you. I could have spent $200 on this monitor, but I could have just spent 199.94.
Exactly,
Oh
yeah.
wow.
It's like, dude, rollback price. You can save 94 cents on this item. It's like, thanks, guys. Like,
Like I can go to a pawn shop and get the same thing for like $100 cheaper.
dude, I was about to say, I could go to a pawn shop and quite literally sell my shoes that I'm wearing right now and get $1 out of that. Like, I probably unironically could just go outside and sell a lighter for over $1. Like, that's not shit. But you're saving money, living better. And the thing is that like they'll give you like insane percentages off on like groceries where it's like, oh yeah, banana $1.92. Now it's 75 cents, 75% rollback. But then you'll get to like a fucking like TV or a video game or a computer, and it's like rollback. You can save $4 fucking on this. I'm like, dude, suck my ass, dude. Like what? Fucking
Win
the
Dixie
shittiest
probably
fucking
does it
deal
worse.
ever.
Win Dixie probably does it worse because what they'll do is they have those buy one get one free deals. So like if a box of cereal costs $3, you can just get two boxes of cereal and it's $6, but you get the other one free. See what we did there? You technically bought two of them, but since we had the deal, it makes you think that you're getting one for
I
free,
I was
despite
I was
the fact.
about to say it's the equivalent of saying like, oh dude, we have a buy one get five off. It's just that the one costs equivalent to six.
So it's
It's like, hey, instead of buying all these oranges that are $1 each, like we'll do you a fucking buy one get five free. You just have to pay us $6 for the one orange, so it's like you bought all six.
I know it's like an illusion. See what we did there?
It's
We
like
made you.
it's like guys, a fucking box of cereal is $2.30. All right, so if you bought two, it'd be $5. But when you do buy one get one free, it's not $5. It's $4.78.
Whoa! I could have just paid the $5, which is what I was going to do originally, but now I have an incentive to do that very same thing
Dude,
because it's a five
however,
bill.
like if you go to like McDonald's or something, buy one get one free is awesome because the prices don't change. So you're just getting a free thing.
Yeah, that's cool and all, but I kind of need food to survive at least a week. I can't go to McDonald's every fucking day.
I only go to McDonald's once a week, and it's because I have to get up at fucking 7 in the morning and drive to fucking like an hour away. Not an hour away, but it's 25 minutes each way, so it's a 50-minute drive in total. Because I got fucking classes at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I just say fuck it. I'm getting McDonald's on my way there.
What's today?
Monday, nigga.
Okay, well, okay.
The
What's the
24th,
date?
idiot.
Oh, fuck.
Why? Yo. Nigga, what is you doing right now? Bruh, this nigga is so fucking dumb. What day is it? Disappears. Fucking forgetful ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? So, you guys, fucking. Fuck. So, you guys ever play the N64? There was a really cool game on there called, fucking Conquer. Conquer's Bad Fur Day. It's pretty good. Oh, dude. I don't know why, but I was completely fucking randomly thinking about something, and Invader Zim just popped into my mind. Fucking good ass show. It was canceled because they fucking put it on Nickelodeon where a bunch of whiny cunts watch fucking TV. They watch SpongeBob all day. And that's all they fucking watch is SpongeBob. And they put fucking Invader Zim on fucking Nickelodeon, and they're like, "We want our SpongeBob." They start crying and fucking shitting their pants because they want to watch SpongeBob. Which SpongeBob is a fucking good ass show too. Like, don't get me wrong. Fucking SpongeBob is a beast of a show. Invader Zim, though, I think is a little bit better. And I don't think that it should have I don't think it should have gotten canceled. I think that was a big fucking mistake, and I don't really think they should have put it on Nickelodeon either. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of shows that inevitably get canceled just because they're on the wrong fucking network. Like, I can't remember what it was, but there was a show that eventually got picked up. It was either on Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon, right? And they tried to go to Comedy Central first. I think it actually might have been SpongeBob, but they tried to be an adult show first and they didn't work. So they got picked up by a children's network. I think it actually was SpongeBob, but I could be wrong. But oh yeah, I actually feel like that's a big fucking issue is that people just don't know what shows to put on what networks. Like, I think that, for example, regular show would have ultimately been better on Adult Swim, and I think that shows like Billy and Manny probably would have been a little bit better on Adult Swim. But I mean, that's not a huge deal because those shows did obviously do well and they did last for a long time on their respective networks. I just feel like it's a big fucking issue to like not really think about the demographic when you're making a show. Like there was another show that nobody remembers fucking called Symbionic Titan that was a banger ass fucking show and a lot of people think it's one of the best shows on Cartoon Network. And guess what? It lasted one season and got fucking canceled because people didn't like it. And I don't know if it was because they put it on the wrong network or if it was just because they didn't really give it good publicity, good marketing. But the show was fucking amazing. And I don't know why they quit. And there are more shows like that. And it's a big fucking issue because People don't think of their demographics before they fucking release a show. Robotomy or whatever the fuck it was, Robotomy, was another show that clearly was supposed to be fucking Adult Swim show, but it didn't. Like, it didn't end up happening that way. So
Yeah, so I nudged my phone like a centimeter and it decided, hey, it's not charging anymore. Let me just die at like 2%.
yeah, I saw that. Um, well, what I was talking about to fill the fucking void that you ultimately left by just disappearing was I feel like there's a huge problem with CEOs not at all being in tune to what their fucking demographic is on their television station. And I feel like a lot of shows have gotten caught in the crosshairs and have gotten completely fucked over because some stupid fucking geriatric asshole didn't think about what the like demographic was for the channel, so their show got fucked up. Really good examples are Invader Zim was canceled because it was on Nickelodeon when it should have been on Cartoon Network. Fucking shows like Billy and Mandy and Regular Show would have been way better on Adult Swim rather than Cartoon Network. Symbionic Titan was completely fucking canceled after one goddamn season, despite the fact that's probably one of the best Cartoon Network shows they had. Robotomy was also fucking canceled after like 7 episodes. Like, and it should have been Adult Swim, and it wasn't. Fucking, it's a huge issue, I'm telling you, because it goes back to the whole, fucking 80-year-old CEOs are obviously not in tune with modern things because they're fucking should die already. But like, a lot of shows
On
get fucked over because they're just not in tune with who is on their fucking like television station. Like, for example, I think that what's happening right now with Cartoon Network is a perfect example of just Teen Titans Go being played over and over and over and over and over again. And it's like, I don't know what you did, but that was not what the demographic for this channel was beforehand. It just wasn't. Like, in all rights, that show should have failed, but I feel like all the Nickelodeon kids, the ones that like fucking eat like crackers and lemonade that their mom brings in for them because they're little pussies.
Honestly, you want a hot take from me?
Hmm.
I feel like Invader Zim would be better off as an Adult Swim show.
I don't know why that's a fucking hot take. That's about as hot as ice.
Well, because apparently that's a really contested thing to talk about. Because I was in a Facebook group like a year or two ago, and everyone got really bent out of shape because apparently Invader Zim didn't have that type of humor. And I'm like, you do know who made the series, right?
I was about to say, yeah. Like, I
Fucking Jonan Vasquez,
the
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 guy behind fucking what was it, Billy the fucking
Johnny, the homicidal
Johnny
maniac.
the Homs? Yeah.
But
Are you
the
serious?
the thing that I think is funny is that I think that the Facebook groupie room was just full of a bunch of actual fucking retards. Like a bunch of people who actually had like 27 chromosomes. But
I think the group was called Cartoon Frame Posting or something like that.
dude, are you
And I guess
serious?
they were.
Because dude, I'm in cartoon frame posting. What the fuck? Dude, anybody who argues that Invader Zim didn't have adult jokes in it is a fucking idiot.
Well, no, they weren't arguing that. I forget what the argument itself was about, but people just really did not like the prospect of Invader Zim being an Adult Swim property.
Dude,
And
it
I'm like,
pretty much
why? It's perfect.
here's the thing. It should not have been on Nickelodeon. It should have been on Cartoon Network. The time that Invader Zim was airing, other shows that were doing the exact same type of humor, like Billy and Mandy, were also airing. Like, I don't know why they just decided to put it on Nickelodeon and not Cartoon Network. It's a horrible fucking idea. It did not need to be on Nickelodeon because the kids didn't understand the jokes. And they were quite literally adult jokes. Like, I'm not sure how, like, somebody like somebody's spine breaking and then them writhing on the ground crying because their spleen is broken. I don't know how that doesn't qualify as like adult humor because no fucking kid is gonna understand that at all, or
Or
any of the other fucking insanely ridiculous jokes that they made on that show that quite clearly were for adults and not for children. Like, I could probably think of a million other fucking like I could probably think of like a billion other fucking examples, but I like can't really.
let's see, we have the infamous organ stealing
I was about to
episode.
say, yeah, that was
The
definitely
episode
not
that
for
I,
fucking kids.
the episode where that kid's eyes got forcibly pulling out. The episode the episode where they basically referenced aliens because they had that giant lice thing, and it was
Yep, yep,
effectively a
yep.
big ass alien reference. Let's see, we had the fucking squiddly spooch reference,
Dude,
and
oh my
Gaz saying she
fucking
had one.
god, dude.
Let's see what else. We have basically just the entire premise of the show being a satire of
Yeah,
corporate America
exactly, yeah.
and how fucking retarded everybody is. Conspiracies. Like, let's be honest, what kid was really that into Bigfoot except maybe me? Because I genuinely got interested in cryptozoology because of Invader Zim.
Here's the thing. Like, fucking Invader Zim was. Okay, here's the thing. When you said hot take, I thought you were going to say that Invader Zim was bad. And I was like, you're a fucking idiot. I was like, you're an ass. Like, there's no way. But Invader Zim is one of, honestly, probably one of the best shows I've watched. Like, one of the best cartoons I've watched that holds up over time. Because going back and watching Invader Zim when you're like 22 years old, it was like, holy shit, how did they get away with this? On Nickelodeon, not even on Cartoon Network, where pushing the envelope was like super common. How in the fuck did they get away with that on Nickelodeon? Like, some of the things they got away with were abso-fucking-lutely insane. Like, just flat out insane.
And the ironic part is, what I was going to say before I completely got sidetracked was I was gonna say I felt like it would have done a lot better on something like Teen Nick because most of the fans of Invader Zim were around the ages of like 13 to
That's
16,
that's what
and
I
I
was.
can prove it. I can prove that because of the early internet. How many goth chicks did you know that did the
Grr and shit,
quirky so
yeah.
random shit and
Yeah.
had Gurr as their fucking avatar for MySpace?
Literally, yeah. And it was always fucking Gur. You know what I'm
and
talking
and
about.
Gurr
You,
in the
you know what's
fucking
really
dog
funny?
costume.
You know what's really
Mm.
it is always Gur in the dog costume. But what's really funny to me is that the first time that I like watched Invader Zim, right? Uh was when my dad, who was like probably 30 something, he's my dad, you know. He's like 45 right now, you know. So I mean, probably 30 something, cuz he had like the entire like first, I don't know, like 3 seasons, I think. Maybe it was even more than that on DVD, and I watched it. I was like, dude, this reminds me a lot of like Metalocalypse. It was a show with that band Death Clock. Like,
Uh,
yeah,
uh-huh.
it reminds me a lot of Metalocalypse. I'm like, Invader Zim is kind of just Metalocalypse for kids. Like, do you kind of understand that too? Like, it's
Yeah, it's got jokes that are definitely aimed towards more mature audiences, but you
like,
wouldn't really get them if you weren't that specific audience.
well, here's the thing. There's a joke in Metalocalypse, right, where the entire band thinks that they can travel through time by putting plastic bags on their heads. So they all put plastic bags on their heads, which obviously is gonna fucking kill you, you know? Like, but and people are like, yeah, that's clearly a joke for adults. But then you look at Invader Zim, and they have jokes like of the exact same caliber, and it's like, yeah, like, so explain to me how a joke of that caliber is an adult joke in Metalocalypse, but not in Invader Zim. Like, some of the jokes in Invader Zim, I genuinely don't understand how they got away with. Like, because somebody had to look at that and it had to go through the censors. And it's like, yeah, I don't understand exactly how that got through, but like I feel like one of the number one examples of an episode where you think like, yeah, I don't know how they got away with it was if you remember that there was an Invader Zim Christmas special where like
Yeah,
Invader Zim
that's my favorite.
had like this really weird like latex Santa suit that was like taking control of his body. And I was
Uh,
like, first of all, this and E621 have a lot in common when they shouldn't. First of all. Second of
oh,
all, it's like, yeah, no fucking way this is for anybody below like 15 years old. Like this concept, there's no way is for anybody younger than like 15. Because at that point, you would have to realize that Santa wasn't real for that to be funny. Like you'd have to be like 16. Like you'd have to be pretty old to think that's funny. Or just here's the thing, the entire character of Gaz would not be funny if you're like 10 cuz you wouldn't fucking understand what's funny about it.
right.
Like literally, like Gaz wouldn't be funny if you weren't old enough to understand. Like as a kid, like I have a younger brother who's like 10. I don't think he'd understand any of the jokes with Gaz because he just doesn't understand it. Or pretty much even the lighthearted jokes, you know, like the one where the guy thinks that he's fused with the chicken costume when it's just a zipper in the back that he doesn't unzip. Like, here's the thing. Here's the thing. As a kid, you wouldn't understand what's funny about that. Like the irony that he's that fucking stupid. Because that's what the joke is that he's an idiot.
So the honest, I feel like that one's a little bit of a low hanging fruit, because because even then, like if you're 10, you understand the concept of costumes.
I mean,
Like
yeah.
if
I guess probably lower than 10, you know? But again, like it makes sense for me to compare it to lower than 10 because you have to realize that this was on fucking Nickelodeon where people were watching SpongeBob, so they probably were like 8.
hell, I was literally gonna say that. For context, when I started watching Invader Zim, it was around 2008, 2009. I was 8 to 9 because
I
I
was
was
about to
born in
say
2000.
I was born in 2001, so I was like 7 or 8 when I first saw the show. You know, maybe like 9. And the thing was that there were jokes that I didn't understand when I was that young, and then I go back and I'm like, see, now I understand why this is funny. Like, here's the thing: the whole episode about food cordia, like the prison where if you're bad, you just get sent there and you work as like in a fucking food court forever. It's like
Hmm.
now that I'm like 21, that's fucking hilarious. That is so funny because yeah, it's just accurate. It's just accurate, you know? Or the entire episode where okay, so here's the thing, right? People can argue that this episode was not clever. I think it was very clever. You remember the episode literally just called Zim Eats Waffles? Where the entire episode is just Gurr making waffles and Zim eating them and Dib like live streaming it, trying to catch proof that Zim's an alien, but every time the people like come in to watch the live stream, it's just Zim and fucking Gurr in the dog costume eating waffles. Like, here's the thing: people can argue that's a really stupid fucking episode for younger audiences. It's like if you watch that episode, that entire episode is a parody of itself. Like that is such a fucking joke that there's 0% chance that's meant to be taken even semi seriously. Whereas if you're a kid, I don't think you'd understand that it's funny because it's not serious. You know, whereas if you're a kid, you would just look at it and say, "Oh, they're eating waffles. That's funny." But also, if you remember, Zim throws up because of the waffles. And my favorite scene, probably in all of Invader Zim, is in that episode where Gurr makes waffles and Zim says he's not going to eat it. So Gurr just takes a waffle and starts hitting Zim in the face with it, going, screaming and crying because he won't try it. And he's like, "Fine, I'll try one." And then he tries it. He's like, "Well, I'm not throwing up, so."
Yeah, but honestly,
Dude,
even then, I would argue that it was
dude, Gurr is
even
actually
the old.
such a little piece of shit. I feel like you fully understand Invader Zim when you realize that Gurr is the stupidest and most irritating character ever.
Well, I mean, you don't even have to be old to realize it's literally stated in the first episode. Like,
That
yeah,
he's fucking
this guy
stupid. Yeah, he's
is
dumb.
fucking he's retarded,
Yeah,
basically.
basically he's actually fucking retarded. He's like, "Is this supposed to be stupid?" Dude, literally right there. No kid would understand that joke. No kid would understand that joke. It's not stupid. It's
It's
advanced.
advanced.
No kid would
Meanwhile,
understand that. No kid would understand.
meanwhile, he's over there beating the shit out of his own head as if he doesn't have a care in the world, which he probably doesn't.
Oh, dude, no fucking way. He's just, punching himself in the head.
I mean, his little monitor has like his little like, stomach monitor has like a little piece of scotch tape on it. For fuck's sake! Oh man. But
I don't
yeah,
know.
going back to that waffle episode, I don't even think you'd have to be old to find it funny, because if you remember
Yeah.
correctly, that episode is what started the whole "I like waffles, haha, I'm so quirky" shit.
Yeah, but the thing is that, right, while like Teen Titans Go does that fucking cancer seriously, Invader Zim did it ironically. It was a parody of itself. Whereas if you're a kid, you're not going to understand how the entire episode from start to finish is ironic. All of it is ironic. None of it is serious. Whereas if you're a kid, you're going to take it seriously. You're going to think, wow, that is funny. Waffles? That's hilarious. Whereas Invader Zim was not trying to be funny. It was, but it was trying to be ironic. Like, if you genuinely thought that just Waffles was funny, Invader Zim was making fun of you. That is what the episode was. Making fun of you if you thought that was actually funny. Like that's literally the joke of the episode. It's all ironic.
God, could you imagine what Invader Zim would have been like if it was owned by Disney?
Dude, I'll fucking chill. Fucking chill out. Complete corporate sellout.
Like I've seen a fucking compilation on YouTube about what Alex Hirsch had to go through when making Gravity Falls, and how much shit he had to go through trying to get shit passed through censors. Could you imagine the shit Vasquez would have had to have gone
I
through?
I was about to say, a lot of people also think that Gravity Falls is a kid show. It's not. It's
It's not.
plain
It's.
old. It's not. I
I
feel
would
like
argue with.
I feel like it's not really for kids. I feel like it's probably for like what ages like 12 to 16. You think?
Yeah, I would say early teens.
I don't know. Like I said, again, uh, I still like that show. I
Because
mean,
think about it like this: what fucking 5-year-old is gonna understand the concept of secret societies, ciphers? Hell, the main villain of the series is the literal embodiment of the Eye of Providence.
well, another thing is that they kind of talk about like breakups, and they talk about literally there's an episode where they're talking to each other and they don't want to grow up because they think they're not going to love each other anymore, like the siblings. They like, do you remember that episode? They literally don't want to grow up and get older because they think that just turning 13 is going to like change their entire life, and they're afraid that they're going to change as people as they get older. It's like no fucking kid's gonna understand that.
Right. And the funny thing is,
Or like
I
being
was
or like being
probably
afraid of middle school. Like if you're afraid of middle school, you're like 12, 13. Like you have to understand the concepts discussed in the show to find them funny. Like or relatable even, because there are a lot of things in the show that are relatable. Like I feel like if you're a kid watching Gravity Falls, you're going to enjoy the show, but there's a lot of like really, I'm not going to say like super deep, but there's a lot of things to think about that you're not
it's
going to
nuanced, basically.
that you're not going to think of as a kid. You're not really going to understand kind of what they're talking about. I mean, I think Gravity
Like
Falls is again,
But
young
even as
adults.
even as like a kid, you kind of have a vague idea what they're talking about because again, you've probably seen a lot of other shows tackle something similar, but you'd really have to be in that specific like scenario to fully understand it.
Exactly. Like
Aside from
to fully understand it, you have to relate with it. And if you haven't experienced it yourself, you're not going to relate with it.
right, and I think that's why a lot of like I guess like drama type movies never really got to me, or like just sad movies in general never really got to me because it's like I've never experienced this. I can't feel
Exactly.
sad over shit I've never experienced.
Yo, okay. So I have a really, really hot take because it seems like what we're talking about right now is shows that are portrayed as kid shows, but really they're not. Or at least they have something for both audiences, like Invader Zim, SpongeBob, like Billy and Mandy. All of those shows, those three, Gravity Falls, are kind of like they're meant for kids, but as an adult, you're going to look at it and get something new out of it than when you were a kid. You're going to understand it in a different way. And I feel like a show that got slept on, that a lot of people were really hard on, that I think is actually kind of funny and kind of clever, is Fish Hooks. A lot of people hate that show, but I think it's actually kind of genius.
I genuinely love fish hooks. Maybe I honestly I can't even explain why. I know it's
Oh,
not the
dude, I
character
I
designs.
I know why. Because if you look at Fish Hooks is literally just making fun of teenagers. I think like the entire thing is like being a teenager, like completely exaggerated. Like they're just constantly on their phone. They care way too much about high school and their looks. And literally, like there's an episode where they talk about like texting each other like online, like dating people and like telling secrets. And one of them is just like it's just like the one guy, like one of the people from the main three, just operated like six different accounts online and just catfished a bunch of people. I'm like, what the fuck? Why? Why is that a kids show? Like what? Why is that a kids show? Like what?
Honestly, I think people slept on it primarily because of its setting. I guarantee you, if fish hooks had been literally anything else, it wouldn't have been received as bad. Because like,
Well,
how the fuck are you gonna relate to fish?
the thing was that it was like the whole thing was for teenagers. They literally like most of it took place in school. You know what I'm saying? But I think that a lot of people looked at it and either just A didn't relate to it or B thought that it was just making fun of them. And I feel like that it was just again another satire show, you know, that was kind of exaggerating things for comedic effect, you know?
Yeah, like I doubt very seriously that like a teenager is going to be that obsessed, which I don't know. My fucking niece, she like never puts down her phone for anything, so like and she's like 10 and it kind of pisses me off. I won't like. Kind of pisses me off. So, perhaps they missed the mark with making it high school. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, because I don't think it was high school. I think it was like middle school. I don't actually think it was high school in Fish Hooks, but I could be wrong.
I remember it being, I think, high school because of the fact that there was like depictions of like classic '80s jocks and shit.
Right.
Despite the fact that it clearly wasn't set in the '80s, but I think it was trying to go for that weird like 1980s high school flick or whatever, like fucking Grease or some shit. I don't know. I just remember like a really buff looking bully character from it,
Mm.
and he was just a complete douche.
Yo, another good show that I really liked was fucking Ed and Eddie. You watched that? You had to have, right?
Yes.
That was a good
Who
one
has
too. There were a lot of really fucking good shows on Cartoon Network. I still think that fucking Billy and Mandy was probably. I actually think that Billy and Mandy was more adult and more inappropriate than Invader Zim was. They got away with some fucking shit in fucking Billy and Mandy. Like, on God, do you remember the scene where fucking Irwin is in the locker and Mandy opens
I
it and
was
he's just sucking and licking a lime? I'm like, nigga, what is going on
dude,
right now? Like,
I was
he's literally showing her what that mouth do. What the fuck? How is this in a kids show?
bro. I was fucking thinking of that, and I was debating on doing a fucking Irwin impression to see if you would understand it.
fucking
But you literally just said what I was thinking.
fucking
Oh my god.
sucking the lemon and licking the lemon in the locker. Another like really another fucking really good example of an adult joke is when fucking I feel like you know this one too, is when Grim gets like stung by that giant desert scorpion, you know,
Oh.
and he's fucking telling Dracula that he needs to suck out the poison. He's like, Dracula don't suck. Dracula scrape with his fang and then lick up the blood. And he's like, what did Dracula just say? Dracula, say it again for dummies that don't pay attention. I was like, nigga, what? I was like, what is happening, dude? Like, this is a kids show. What the fuck is happening?
Oh my god.
Dude, seriously, man. Billy and Mandy got away with so fucking much, dude. Like, actually, they got away with so much.
Oh my god.
Fucking, I think one of my favorite, another one of my favorite Billy and Mandy moments is when fucking Billy, is when that giant spider, I can't remember his name. Do you remember what his name is? The giant
Fuck
spider?
no. I know who
Fucking,
you're talking
well,
about
yeah,
though.
the giant spider is like in court and he's like been called up as a witness and he's talking about Billy and he runs up with his giant pole and starts stabbing him in the eye. He's like, I'll jab you good, you dirty bug. And he's like, why won't you love me, Dad? It's just in court. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? Oh, dude. So, dude, it's such a fucking good show, dude.
And then Billy responds with something like, I wish you were dead. And I'm like, oh my
No, dude,
god.
no. I remember what it was. He was like, I'll jab you good, you dirty bug." And he was like, "Why won't you love me, Dad? I can be anything you want." And he's like, "I want you to be dead."
Yeah. I'm sitting there thinking, what the fuck? I want you to be dead.
Dude, legitimately, if you remember the fucking Christmas episode, you know, do you remember the fucking the Christmas special?
I
Where
think so.
where they had to go to the North Pole and they had to team up with fucking Dracula to go and like stop, and they had to like go. No, they didn't team up with Dracula. They teamed up with somebody else. But they had to team up with somebody to go and save Christmas because like fucking Mrs. Claus was a vampire. She was the head vampire. Remember, he's like, you don't want me. I'm the head vampire. You want the head vampire. I was like, this is fucking stupid. This is already dumb.
Oh man.
Dude, okay, so I remember that one of the stupidest fucking jokes in that was when Grim and Dracula were singing about how they were going to save Christmas, and it was just the dumbest fucking song ever. And they eventually got like frozen solid. Wait, you remember what I'm talking about, right?
I think so.
I gotta find that. I don't know if I can find it, but
Uh,
is it... Dude, it's so fucking dumb, dude.
oh fuck.
Dude, I think I fucking found it. I think I found what I was talking about.
Oh, oh no.
I think I actually found what I was talking about. I'm gonna share my fucking screen, dude, because this is...
Wow. Oh boy, a live broadcast, my favorite.
Wait, you can like see it in here, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Cool.
Well, we're off.
Yes, we're off.
We're off to save Christmas.
Off to save Christmas.
And we're cold.
Super cold.
Yes, we forgot our jackets. Cause we didn't bring our jackets. So we'll freeze and we'll...
Can it, you two. All right, Baron. If you know the way, let's hear it. Because we're
Wait,
lost.
they're lost.
Oh no. What will they do? I sure hope they don't freeze to death, or that would be really wacky.
Dude, you know what would be insane is if when she asked for the directions, they just started singing the song again.
And we're lost. Oh, so lost. And we can't feel our fingers. No, we can't feel our...
I said knock it off.
This is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen, actually.
Fucking Mandy's reaction is priceless. Dude. She goes from angry to she goes freaking angry to
Dude,
shit.
Dude, no, like, she saw it, she was angry, she turned around, she saw it, and her face was like, you guys are so fucking stupid. You literally could just see her, like, she literally went from mad to like, oh my fucking god, these are the stupidest idiots I've ever seen in my life.
Oh man.
Dude, you know, speaking of that, I feel like not only did Invader Zim and Billy and Mandy get like away with a lot, but we're forgetting the #1 show that got away with something like almost every single fucking episode.
And that is
Just the SpongeBob, dude. Like, how many fucking episodes did they slip shit in there? Like, you don't remember the fucking don't drop the soap joke in SpongeBob?
I 100% do. Look, doubloons.
Don't drop
Don't
them.
drop 'em. It's like forget what bars of soap.
Yeah, it literally is just bars of soap.
Or let's not forget lest we forget Squidward mutilation.
Dude, I don't know why, but they've gotten so much worse with that now. It was bad before, it's 10 times worse now. Like, Squidward mutilation is like a staple of SpongeBob now.
And it's weird because like when you see blood in like a kid-friendly art style, it's surreal because you don't expect it. So imagine my shock when I'm watching SpongeBob one day, and then
dude,
Squidward.
if you're thinking of what I'm thinking about, there are literally episodes where like their entire like front will get peeled off, and you can just see all their organs and shit.
I was literally about to say. So
Literally,
imagine my shock when I see an episode of SpongeBob where fucking Squidward gets his entire front face just completely ripped off, and you see all the muscle and tendon, and it's like, is this SpongeBob or is it an Adult Swim skit?
Dude, it happened to Patrick, and you couldn't see his tendons. You could see like his fucking organs, like brains. You could see everything, like literally just like it was like anatomically correct. I was like, oh my gosh, like what the fuck?
And it wouldn't nearly be as bad if they didn't fucking do it in such a realistic like style. Because if you notice, almost every single time they do, it transitions from a flat like almost not shaded palette to like incredibly realistic
like
close-ups.
yeah, like 3D and shit. Dude,
it's like this is just off-putting.
Let's not forget the infamous fucking Splinter scene where
Dude,
he gets the splinter and they like and fucking Patrick hammers it in and puts trash on it so it swells real bad.
Oh my god, dude!
Or let's not forget when SpongeBob has the Mermaid Man belt and he fucking cuts Squidward in half with the scissors. Or let's not forget the most infamous of them all, the toenail scene.
Dude, every single time I think of it, it makes my foot tingle.
Oh, dude. Okay, on a side note, real quick, I feel like Chowder is probably one of the best written kid shows I've ever watched.
Yes, I will
Like
agree.
the satire and the fourth wall breaking. Like, do you remember when they literally broke the fourth wall because they didn't have enough money for animation? So the actors opened up a car wash so they could fund the animation. Like, how in the fuck do you even come up with something that clever? Like, that is so creative. I just got to give credit to it.
You know, it's funny. When I was around 11, when the show was starting to air, I was told by a bunch of my friends at school that I sounded like Chowder.
Damn.
And, and I didn't know whether to take that as an insult or a compliment, because I didn't know if they were trying to insinuate I was a fat piece of shit that was just retarded, or if it was a genuine talent that I didn't know I
Bro,
had.
I got something to show you real quick.
Oh boy. Oh joy, oh
Never
joy,
mind.
oh
Maybe it
boy, oh
won't show
boy.
up on camera. Here, help me move this sofa.
Why?
You got
Why?
it, sweetie. Where are we moving her
Why?
Hang on,
I
I'm
don't
trying to
want
get
to
a
look
grip
at
on the
this.
thing. Now don't move it till I
No.
say.
Phase 1. Phase 1. You push the sofa forward,
Ugh.
bending Squidward's toenail completely vertical.
God.
Okay, it's on my foot. Now don't.
Stage 2. The toenail has now been removed. Stage 3. It has been ripped off.
What? I told you not to move it till I said.
Stage 4.
Why do you keep moving it?
Stage 4.
God, that hurts, and it's not even fucking hurting. Oh.
Wait. I got wait. I got something to show you. I got another thing to show you. Close your eyes so you don't see it.
Okay. If I do that, I might go to sleep because I'm a little blitzed right now.
Dude, I'm also blitzed. I smoked before. Okay, so are you ready for this?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so wait, I hope you didn't see the title of it. Fuck, the title is
No.
still there. Go away! Fine, here we go.
I'm a good noodle. Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Soup time.
SpongeBob is dead. SpongeBob is dead. This is so sad. Can we get like 10,000 likes?
Wait, one more thing, one more.
Hell no, they got Sponge Dap. You are such a bitch for showing me that.
Why, dude? What's the problem? There's nothing wrong with that.
There's everything wrong with that. What are you talking about?
What is this? Can we watch this?
For you, boy. 8 paces north. That's a good start, lad.
But mister...
1, 2, 3.
Oh my fucking god, dude! What the fuck? That one was pretty good though. What's this?
Holy shit, it's Mickey Mouse. I fucking love this music, dude.
It's kind of loud. Okay, that's actually gonna
Oh,
get us
yeah.
fucking. That's actually gonna get us like DMCA striked. That's actually gonna get us copyright striked. Fuck, I think that actually is gonna get us copyright strikes. God damn it, dude!
Good job.
Fuck, I went on a tangent of fucking ear rape clips, which is not even funny anymore. That was funny in like 2017, so it's not even funny anymore.
Yeah, 'cause loud is funny, right? Haha.
When it comes to ear rape, that's totally correct because ear rape is never not funny.
I don't know. I prefer to hear the clips and not have my eardrums bleed.
Nah, dude. Oh my gosh. I don't know why I thought about this, but it's getting close to time. All right. But I don't I don't know if you're going to know what I'm talking about, but there was this really weird holiday movie that I can't remember the name of. But
Okay.
no, dude, I don't know why, but I just remember like a fucking relic from like my fucking childhood. This is a movie I watched maybe 2 times, maybe 3 times. But it's a movie I remember. And it's a movie called Holidays, but it was Daze, Holidays. And it
Uh-huh.
is have you not have okay, do you know what I'm talking about?
Well, I don't know. Describe it to me.
Okay. So basically what it is there's a reindeer that can't fly and like doesn't have any job at all in the North Pole. He like stands in. Literally, he's just a stand-in. All right? And so what he
Uh-huh.
does is he goes to like I don't even know, like New York or something, and goes to like a fucking support group for I don't know, like famous figures, I guess. And then he tries to get like inspiration on what to do. And then at the North Pole, the naughty and nice machine, which is like a fucking computer, is just going ballistic because the elves don't know how to operate a computer. So there's this one kid who knows how to operate computers, and we know that he knows how to operate computers because he's introduced playing a PSP, so he has to be technological.
Oh my god.
Um, and that's literally the movie. And I remember it being one of the weirdest fucking movies I've ever seen. And I'm going to look it up now because this is one of those movies where some idiot is going to say that this movie doesn't exist, and I know it fucking exists.
So I didn't realize we were going to be talking about this, but here's something I wanted to bring up, but I wasn't sure who to talk to it about. So I remember about years ago, I was at a friend's house and they were watching some sort of Christmas special on TV. It was stop motion, kind of like in the style of like Rudolph, like the original movie, but it was like really violent.
I actually
Like it was like
cannot.
really.
I actually cannot fucking find this movie. Like this holidays movie. Like I'm looking at it and I know that this fucking exists. Like, I know this is a real movie. I didn't just fucking imagine a whole movie right here. Oh my fucking god, this movie looks terrible. This movie looks 10 times worse than like how I remember it looking. It looks actually fucking like shit. But this actually is a movie. I just found it. And somehow, never mind, it's out of 10 stars. I'm going to say somehow this movie has a 4.5 out of 10. But I thought it was 4.5 out of 5. I was like, there's no way this movie has a 4.5 out of 5. Like, I was like, there's no fucking way this random ass movie. Dude, we gotta at least watch the trailer for it because we're not gonna get fucking DMCA or copyright striked on a fucking trailer from a movie that came out in 2006. So we are watching this. Oh my god, I remember it looking like holy fucking shit, dude. It looks so fucking bad. I actually cannot fucking believe how bad this looks. Like
Oh no.
I remember it not looking great, but look at how bad this looks. Like look at I'm assuming you can see my screen, right?
What? What the fuck?
Yeah,
What?
like
What the
so
fuck?
which one are we going with, the first trailer that has 20,000 views or the second one? Also, yeah, One of these trailers was posted 11 years ago. The other one was posted 15 years ago.
I guess the first.
All right, let's go this.
Famous
Fuck you.
reindeer of them all. The other reindeer loved him. He'll go.
Think I am. Actually, my name.
Let me guess. Dasher?
No,
Donner?
no.
Prancer?
Does he look like a prancer?
Sorta.
No, I'm not any of them. I'm Rusty.
Now he's leaving the North Pole.
There! Well, not there! No, there!
Me?
Yes! Dog! Where's your tags, dog?
I'm not a dog. I'm a reindeer.
A likely story, dog!
And with the support of other holiday characters.
Jesus, this is so fucking like
I mean,
awful.
it doesn't
This
look
is-
that bad. I'll
Dude,
be honest. It
okay,
doesn't look
All right,
that
but
bad.
like, I've seen this movie. It is just like literally when I say that the entire movie is just that reindeer walking around and talking to people, that's the whole movie. Literally nothing happens. Like when I say that the major plot is the kid has to go to fucking the North Pole and like do some fucking technological shit, that's literally all that happens. It's just that.
But
Like
the way you were describing it, I thought it was gonna be live action with like shitty 3D.
no, it's like it's weird. It's claymation. I think. I didn't do
It
that,
is.
but okay.
Hold on!
Why are you here so close to Christmas?
A wee bit of eggnog. That's funny.
He'll help Santa find out who's been naughty.
Only
That's
if you believe.
funny.
I was about to say I can't believe they had the audacity to put some fucking bullshit like that in this trailer. Like actually. Also, like look at how many likes this has. 105 out of 20,000 views.
Mm.
0 comments. Okay. Well.
Even Christmas.
Don't say that.
And who's been naughty?
Also, by the way, as somebody who's seen this movie, these are not made for the trailer. These quite literally are just scenes out of the movie. That reindeer dog scene is a literal scene out of the movie, and it actually lasts for like 3 minutes.
Hey, I give them credit though. At least they actually had the balls to show clips from the movie.
I was about to
so
say,
you at least
every-
knew what you were
every
getting
single-
into.
Every single one of these clips that you've seen is just straight from the movie. They didn't make it. It's literally just from the movie.
I really
like
want a
I said,
baseball
I give them
catcher's
props.
What?
At least I know what I'm getting into.
Look at how bad that looks though. Like for real.
I want to punch him in the face.
with flames and a dragon on it, so I can actually make the team this year.
Yeah. By the way, that kid right there, he's like the character that goes and helps Santa Claus. And the entire fucking time, he cannot stop talking about this catcher's mask that has like dragons and flames on it because he wants to make the team. And he can't make the team unless he has the mask.
Jesus Christ.
Featuring the voices of Gladys Knight, Edie McClurg, John O'Hurley, Emily Osmond, Paul Rodriguez, Fred Savage, Brenda Song, Cole and Dylan.
Brenda Song was in this movie, huh? And Colin Dylan Sprouse.
This was during the era where people thought they could make good movies by having, like, celebrities do
Well,
voices.
here's the thing,
Oh
though.
shit!
Here's the thing. I did not recognize a single name except for Brenda Song. That's the only person I recognized in that entire cast. Am I just a fucking idiot,
So I can
or
actually make the team this year.
Featuring
No,
the
because
voices
I
of
don't know who any of these are.
Gladys Knight,
Yeah,
Edie
Gladys
McClurg,
Knight.
John O'Hurley, Emily
I feel like I know who John O'Hurley is, and Emily Osmond sound familiar, but I can't say I know who they
Osmond,
are.
Paul Rodriguez, Fred Savage, Brenda Song,
I do know who Brenda Song is, though,
Cole and Dylan Sprouse,
and I know who Colin Dylan
Fred
Sprouse are.
Willard, and
Isn't
Harlan Williams.
Brenda Song the chick that plays London in this fucking Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, or is that someone else?
Yes.
Yes, it's someone else, or yes, it's
No,
the same person.
I think it's Brenda Song, because she's the one who hangs out with Mr. Mosby.
Okay, because she looks oddly like her.
It's exactly who you're thinking of, I think. I never watched
Okay.
that shit, but I think it's what you're thinking of.
Following
Okay,
the
good, because I
tradition
have
of the great
the
holiday-
biggest crush on her, and I have no shame in admitting that.
Oh no, Brenda Song's hot.
classics using stop-motion
fucking
animation.
100%.
I am not one of Santa's helpers. I am a thespian.
Oh. My Aunt Roberta was one of those.
Okay. I literally did not understand that joke until I saw it right now. Because the last time I watched that movie was like fucking 15 years ago. And it's like, that is a stupid joke. That is fucking stupid. Like, I get it. I get it, don't get me wrong, but it's still fucking dumb. I will say, that's at least a clever joke. The rest of the movie is not like that. It's worse.
Oh. my
My
aunt
Aunt Roberta was
my
one
aunt
of
was gonna do
those.
it.
Here's the whole fucking movie in Spanish right here, which we're not doing. I want to see if this is a different trailer, though. Is this a different trailer?
When it's cold outside,
Totally fucking
the legend
is.
goes, a powerful list takes shape as it snows. It counts who's been naughty and who's extra nice. It sorts the believers from those.
Right there, look. The naughty and nice-o-matic. It's a giant fucking, like, machine that takes up an entire room. Like one of the first computers. Like, literally, that's the naughty and nice-o-matic, and then they upgrade to a laptop, and they don't know how to work it. That's why he needs to go to the North Pole. Because they upgraded to an advanced computer, and he doesn't know how to use it. Like, Santa and the elves can't figure it out. That's literally the plot of this fucking movie.
Who think twice.
What the fuck?
It's real.
It's real.
This holiday season.
Wow, dude, did you see that epic fucking skating? I just want to slow that down so we can all see that. That epic skating. Am I going too far for a bit? No, I'm not. I'm going... Check this out, dude. Playing at fucking 0.5 speed. Mute it up, bro. Check this out. Check out this epic skating, dude. Did you see it? Whoa! Dude. That was pretty epic, I have to say.
If you pause and press the bracket keys, you can go frame by frame.
I'm not going frame by frame.
Come on, we need to see a frame by frame.
We don't need to go fucking frame by frame.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't. It's not, dude. No, I don't want to do that. Like, actually, it's not worth it.
You better watch out.
You know how he gets when he hasn't had his cookies?
You better not cry.
So there's
I
this
thought
big
those were
list, huh?
Pikmin for a
Like
second.
big...
What?
I thought those were Pikmin for a second.
Those? Those are the
Yeah.
elves, dude.
Those were Pikmin.
He hasn't
Why?
had his cookies.
You
I just-
Oh,
better
yeah,
They
I guess
look
they do kind of look
like
like Pikmin a little bit. They do. Okay, it's a really fucking bad design. I agree. Like, I'm sorry, but this entire movie, like, even if the writing was good, and like I said, it's been a long time since I've seen this movie. I don't think it's good. I remember this movie being pretty bad, actually, but it just looks fucking terrible. Like, this movie looks fucking ugly. Like, also, they're
I
going
will
like
say
they're
though-
going like the fucking Rob Schneider, like fucking like narrating the trailer, and I hate that shit.
I will say though, I do like the design of some of the animal characters, specifically the squirrel or whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah, it's the Easter Bunny, nigga.
Okay, it looked like a squirrel.
Cry.
So there's this big list, huh? Like a big book with some elf wearing glasses writing in it with a feather pen?
You better not pout, cause this reindeer can't fly?
I'm a Christmas reindeer, but I'm not a part of Christmas at all.
Find out what
Whoa.
I think what's putting me off is the lips. Like, they have defined lips and it's throwing me the fuck off.
Yeah.
happens when a runaway reindeer from the North Pole teams up with a support group of holiday icons to
Yeah, literally a support group of holiday
don't know-
icons.
I don't know
told you.
why I thought that was a squirrel.
Yeah, that's the Easter Bunny.
She kind of bad though. Like, god dang.
No, dude. No, she's
Oh,
not. But
you're
fucking
gonna absolutely hate me in like a few hours.
yeah.
You should not have showed me this.
Save Christmas, featuring the famous voices of Fred Savage.
Who the fuck is that, by the way? Like, I feel like we're supposed to.
I know.
They keep saying Fred Savage first. Even if you go on to the fucking IMDb for this fucking movie, he's the first one listed. who the fuck is that? I don't know who that is. Like, I don't know if that name has clout to somebody. I don't know who that is. Like,
Fred Willard, Edie McClurg,
Fred Willard sounds familiar.
John
Yeah,
O'Hurley,
I don't know
Gladys
where, but-
Knight, Paul Rodriguez, Harlan Williams, Emily Osment, Brenda Song, and Colin Dillon's Press
Them
from
ghosts
Disney's
looking bad too. I ain't gonna lie. Or whatever the fuck they were.
What?
I
The
don't know the
ghosts?
lore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those are like the Halloween ghosts or some shit. It's really weird. I don't know. I don't really
Emily
get it.
Osment,
Oh yeah, and obviously
Brenda
there's that
Song.
turkey, the fucking Thanksgiving turkey.
and Colin Dillon's Press from Disney's Sweet Life of Zack and Cody
Oh, okay.
with original
So it's
Yeah.
literally Zack and Cody and okay.
Yeah,
Fuck,
literally.
Sure.
Yeah, dude, I literally was telling you, Brenda Song and Colin Dillon Sprouse are in this movie, or whatever the fuck, however you say your last names. But I just did not like this movie. Like, it's just shitty.
See, here's the
songs by
thing.
composer.
I remember distinctly watching some sort of weird Christmas parody movie. It was claymation, but it was like really violent. I remember there was a scene where Santa or someone smashed a dude's head with their hands. Like they just straight up clapped their head and it just exploded like a melon. And there was like a distinct point where the camera was focused on the gore of the head and the mouth and the eyes were still moving.
I feel like I feel like I know what you're talking about. I just cannot fucking remember it.
I want to know what it is because it traumatized me when I saw it. Because I thought I was watching Rudolph and I saw someone's head get completely eviscerated.
Composers of Disney's High School Musical.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what the fuck is up with that either. But like his nose just does that. Like the electricity thing. You saw that, right?
I'm gonna guess it's a play on the whole Rudolph having a.
Well, here's the thing.
bioluminescent
Here's the thing.
nose.
He is Rudolph's brother, Rusty, and he stands in for Rudolph. Is what it is.
So that's probably what it is then.
Also, look at this. These are supposed to be cookies, by the way. Just watch. I know what scene this is. Watch this scene. These are cookies.
This holiday season, get lost inside the magic of stop motion animation and watch a Christmas classic being built from scratch.
Clean up.
Holidays, the Christmas that almost didn't happen.
Yeah, by the way, that's why I couldn't find it, because that's the actual name of the film. Is like if you want this movie, you can't just put in holidays. You got to put that whole shit in to find this. Because, like I said, that's why it was so fucking hard to find, because nobody knows about this fucking movie. Like, there are people who I've talked to who have no fucking idea this movie was even made. Like, I don't know.
I didn't even know it was
Dude,
a thing.
I don't know how I remembered it, but I did. You know, I don't know how I remembered it, but fucking, I seriously watched this years and years ago.
God,
Like,
fuck. There was another thing I watched, another violent Christmas like stop motion parody. Only this time, an elf just had enough and gunned down the entire workshop.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But I've found the that one, but I can't find the one of the guy clapping some dude's head and just
Dude.
gore going everywhere.
I remember that another thing that was super common that you could like find really fucked up animations on was if you bought like old DVDs of like old cartoons like Felix the Cat, shit that was still black and white, they would throw in like these miscellaneous cartoons made by whatever. And there was this one called the Cobweb Hotel that always kind of fucked me up when I was younger, and I don't understand why they put that in with Felix the Cat, because it's not like the most fucked up thing, but it's kind of weird. Because the whole premise of the Cobweb Hotel is that it's kind of like one of those like really old black and white cartoons where it was like almost all music, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But the whole premise was these flies would go into a hotel and it was a spider and he would just wrap them up and eat them. And that's what the whole thing was. Is they were going into this hotel and just dying. And there was a point in time where like there was like you could see like 8 different rooms and they each had something going on. Like, you know, like one of them was like tied to the ceiling. The other one was like a getting lowered in like water below. Another one had like flames below it. And I was like, wow, they quite literally just straight up put like almost torture on this thing and just said fucking, fuck it, ship it out. And I could be remembering it way wrong, but I just remember that that's what it was. Is it was just fucking these flies dying in a bunch of different ways because they got caught by a spider. And I was like,
See, but the thing is, the thing I'm remember the whole like head gore thing I'm talking about. I remember it airing on TV. I don't know if it was around Christmas time, but I remember it being a parody of like claymation Christmas movies because it had like a model of Santa from like Rudolph or like a recreation of it. Yeah, I don't. But I distinctly remember it being aired on TV like once, and I was at a friend's house when it happened, and I remember it spooking me so much that I had to call my mom and tell her to pick me up because I was that freaked out by it.
yeah, I have no idea. I can't really help you with that one.
And then there was another one that isn't Christmas related, but it also fucked me up. I don't remember what type of movie it was. It was black and white, but it wasn't made during the 50s. It was like like a modern movie with a black and white filter. And I distinctly remember a scene where someone had like hedge trimmers and like decapitated somebody. I think it was a Frankenstein movie. Come to now that I think about it. And it's like I've never seen this in my life before because at the time I was probably like what 6 or 7. I've never seen this type of shit before. And it wasn't until I got exposed to like Aliens versus Predator that I didn't really get desensitized to like extreme gore. So it's like this is the first time I'm seeing a decapitation, fake or not, and it freaked me the fuck out.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I have a question for you. Have you ever like gotten caught playing a really fucking sus game because Steam fucking allows people to see what you're playing? Have you ever gotten like sussed out by somebody?
E- Technically yes, but they told me they weren't surprised.
Okay, so here's the thing. I remember that I was either playing Amorous on Steam or I was playing something else, some kind of fucking furry game that, yeah, was a porn game. Because fucking
Shocker.
yeah, exactly, because of course. Um and I remember that somebody messaged me, and and they messaged me and they're like, "Yo, nigga, what are you playing?" And I was like, and I was like, "Bro, what do you mean?" And he was like, "We can see." And he was like, "I can see what you're playing." And I was like, "How?" He's like, "Well, Steam lets people see." Because I hadn't really gotten onto Steam at that point. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" So they just saw me playing Amorous, or okay. So I remember the name of the game, and I remember that the name of the game, like the one that I chose, was so fucking blatant that it was just really obvious, Like
Oh
I
no.
I here's the thing, right? I think that the game was called like Sexy Furry Puzzle or something. You know the game. You see ads for it. I was
Oh
playing
my
that. I
god.
I was playing that, and someone was like, they were like, "Bro, what?" And I was pretty much broadcasting because people can see what you play on Steam. I was pretty much broadcasting to everybody on my friends list that I was pretty much playing a game where you make puzzles of furry porn. And I was like, "Ooh." I was like, "Ooh."
Yeah, I remember doing something similar. I was okay, what game was it? Oh no. It was a game that was gifted to me called Hentai Nazi.
What?
It's like 99 cents on Steam, and a friend gifted it to me for the lols. and it's
Bro,
basically just a giant meme
bro,
game.
I've got another fucking funny story to tell you, but this one is even more embarrassing, I think, than the fucking
Oh boy.
than the sexy furry puzzle game. This one's even more embarrassing, I think.
Let me
So,
have.
so I went through. Dude, I feel like if I say this out loud, I'm ruining all credibility on not being cringe that I have. Because what I'm about to say, I feel like is quite literally the definition of cringe. So I went through that phase where I was like really, really into Five Nights at Freddy's, probably like 2 into it. Like
Oh no.
I had shirts, I had hats, I had like merch, clothing. I had a lot. All right. I had like every single game on my computer, and not only did I go through that phase, but I went through that phase that every single Five Nights at Freddy's fan goes through, where you look at the animatronics and say, you know what, I kind of want to fuck that. So
Oh
like, and
no.
here's the thing, it didn't get that far. It went even further because I went through the phase where I was like, oh yeah, I sympathize with the animatronics.
Oh, for fuck's
And
sake.
so I remember that one time I was on Steam and I was playing a Five Nights at Freddy's 2 fucking dating simulator called Many Nights of Pizza. And I was trying to
Oh
100%,
my
and I was trying to
god.
100% the game, and I was trying to get a date with everybody, and somebody saw that I was playing that and removed friends.
Bro.
They fuck, dude. They saw that and they unfriended me. I saw it happen in like real time.
What the fuck? I remember playing that too.
No fucking way you remember playing that game. Like I remember that the I feel like this is even worse. The first time I played that game, Many Nights of Pizza, I immediately got a date with Mangle, and that's what I did.
Of course you did.
Like, and here's the thing: I went to Mangle first, and then I went to Foxy second.
Well, naturally, I picked Chica because, like, I fucking, I like chicken.
Chica or Toy Chica? You gotta be specific here.
Um, fuck. I think it was Toy Chica. I
Toy
genuinely don't
Chica is the
remember.
one with the cupcake that has the fucking like big thighs.
Yeah, yeah, that's the one. Oh god, I hate the fact that I brought that back up. Mm.
Dude, I I remember there have been so many fucking weird things that I've done. Like another thing was I remember that I didn't do this with Tumblr, but I remember that when I first made my Twitter, I accidentally linked it with my Facebook account. So whenever I liked something or shared something, it would go on Facebook. So I remember that I shared something on Twitter, you know, and then I go on Facebook and I just see like 10 posts of like just
Oh my,
straight up porn. I was like, "Oh my gosh." So
dude, that's my
I immediately had to unlink it cuz I was like, "Dude, I'm just posting porn on Facebook." And I had no fucking idea.
bro. That's like my worst nightmare.
Yeah, so like anything that I shared, I was sharing to Facebook, and I was like, oh. So I went and I deleted all the posts, and then I unlinked it. And then, even more embarrassing, right, was I was trying to send fan fiction on Wattpad to somebody who asked for it, and I accidentally
uh,
fucking posted it on Facebook, and I didn't notice it until somebody told me that I posted it on Facebook. So I posted like a fucking Paw Patrol fan fiction on my Facebook,
oh my
and and
god.
and here's the thing: I didn't know until somebody told me like days later that I had done it, and I was like, wow. So I quite literally just posted a fan fiction that I'm currently reading, a real goddamn cringy one, to fucking Facebook. I was like, that's really great. I appreciate that.
Oh my god, that's like my worst nightmare come true. Like I have a really irrational fear of like shit I post on other accounts is going to be posted on like my personal Facebook account. So it's like I immediately delete pictures after I take them of something out of that fear. and
Right.
it never goes away, and whatever you just told me amplified it by 20.
Well, the thing is that like if you use like you know how like you can instead of making a Google account for some things, like have you ever made an account for something and you can just continue with Facebook?
Uh-huh.
Like I remember that I did that with my Twitter, my Instagram, my Snapchat, and my Facebook. So all four of those were linked like to each other. So if I posted something on Facebook, it would appear on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. If I posted something
Oh.
on Instagram, it would appear on the other ones, all that stuff. And I remember that I posted stuff on Twitter, and like I said, I had no fucking idea that it was sharing. And I remember that I didn't like. I remember that the way that I figured out was somebody liked a post of mine. So I looked at the post they liked and I saw that it was like 4 images of straight up just furry porn. I was like whoever gave that a like, thank you, because I never would have known that was there unless if you didn't give me a like. Like if they wouldn't have liked that post, if they wouldn't have put a thumbs up on it, I never would have known that I was accidentally sharing porn on Facebook from Twitter. So the only reason I
I
knew
feel like
was because somebody gave it a like, and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, dude, the fucking heart attack set, like, right then. I was like, wow, this is on Facebook, dude. I'm fucked.
yeah, I can't imagine, dude. I'm probably gonna like really embarrass myself when I say this, but back in like 2018, 2019, I had this like really weird phase of I'm like horny as shit, and I just wanna like, you know, hook up with random people on Snap. And I would have this really unique fear of, oh well, if I post nudes, I'm going to accidentally post them on Facebook. So like that's part of the reason why I stopped doing it, out of fear that I would
Right.
accidentally do it. And I could not imagine what I would do if I somehow found out
So,
that that was happening to me.
I have a question. What popular character, like, do you think is the most embarrassing character that you've simped for?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Like a
Hmm.
fictional character that you've simped for. Which one do you think is the most embarrassing? Because I have some really bad characters that I've simped for before. So
I have to actually think about this one. Um. Hmm. Okay. I have one, but I'm really scared to say it.
say it. Do it.
Okay. So when I was around, I don't know, 5 or 6, I used to be really into this show called Wow Wow Websy.
Are you dude? You're not gonna, dude. No way.
And I
You
used
are
to have
kidding me,
I
dude.
used to have the hots for the blue for the bunny or
You are
whoever it
actually
was.
fucking joking me right now. There's no
No,
fucking shot.
I
There's
wish
literally, there's no shot.
I wish I were making it up, but I'm not. I had I basically had the hots for the bunny chick. I don't know what the fuck her name is, but
Dude, I feel like I kind of got to think now. What is the most embarrassing character that I've ever simped for?
oh man, fuck. I can't believe I just admitted to that. Which fun fact? That's that Websy is actually the name of one of the birds I had like a few years back.
I
Directly
see.
based off of the show. Little wubs in their little dances. Oh, it was adorable. And then the ghost scared her, and then she died.
Uh, I still am fucking like trying to think of the most embarrassing one that I've ever simped for. I okay,
It's
I I think I thought of it, but legitimately yours. First of all, I gotta look up the Wow Wow Wubsy fucking.
yeah. Even I don't remember the name, but I remember the design. It's like a bunny. I
Wow
think it's
Wow. I'm just
blue.
gonna go Wow Wow Wubsy Bunny.
I think it's blue or she's blue.
I don't think it's a bunny. Oh,
What
like
is?
the pink rabbit that wears the
Yeah,
overalls.
the
You're
pink rabbit.
fucking kidding me. Really? Guys, all right, guys. So this is what he's simping for. Is this,
That
nigga?
is.
How,
Hey, look, okay.
bro? You're fucking crazy. So, dude, you're actually fucking nah. That's nigga. What the
Dude,
fuck?
you think what you want, but I'm 100% serious.
I mean, that is
It's
definitely
either
fucking weird.
it's either her or Fluttershy.
Dude, what?
It's either her. Keep in mind, that was Flutters came in when I was like 15 to 16, so that's probably worse.
Okay, can we just talk about how it's kind of weird that they show their ass in that show, though? That's really. I always thought it was weird.
Oh, what show are we talking about?
Fucking My Little Pony, where they show like their ass in the back. I know it's not what it
Well, I
is, but that's
mean,
what it looks like.
well, I mean, I guess, but the fact that you thought of that instead of me, and I don't know if I should admit to this or not, but
Here's the thing, right? I have younger siblings that watch things, so I mean,
uh,
fuck, dude, this is actually hard for me because I have to think of everything that I've like seen and simped for, and I cannot fucking think which one is the most embarrassing one.
I have three options. It's either the pink rabbit from Websy, um, Fluttershy, or Tack from Zim.
Okay, but yeah, Tack is hot though. Okay, so I think I have my final answer, and it's just weird, and I don't want. Okay, I think that we're just gonna go that yours is the rabbit from Wow Wow Wubsy because that's what you said first, right?
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment.
I don't like I said, I don't really want to. I'm gonna say mine, but I think that mine actually might be worse than yours, but I don't know
Well,
because
are you gonna
cause
say it?
yeah, but I do remember that there was a point in time where I did a hardcore simp for this character, and I don't know, but there was a show right called Tough Puppy, and
No. I know exactly where you're going with this.
no, you don't actually, because it wasn't Kitty Catchwell. I simped for the main character of that show, the dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yep, I fucking knew it.
And dude, I think that's probably the most embarrassing one, probably.
You know what? I'm gonna call you based on that one because he's voiced by Crazy Steve, or the guy who plays Crazy Steve. So I wouldn't call that cringe necessarily, because Crazy Steve is my favorite character in Drake and Josh. Oh man.
I think that would be my weirdest one. I mean,
If it's any, if it's
I probably have weirder ones, but
if it's any consolation, I don't even know if I should admit to this on YouTube because
well,
I don't even.
here's the thing. If I one of the other really obvious ones was I don't okay. So I remember that I actually was so into Foxy from Five Nights at Freddy's that I wrote my own fan fictions of me and him, and I was like,
Oh.
it, I, you know, I mean,
See,
I
what
was
I've
pretty
done is
simpy for
worse.
that.
What I've done is worse.
You think?
Would, oh, I know. I know it's worse because you want to know what I did?
Say it. Yeah, say it.
So, picture this. It's 2015. I'm fresh into the brony phase, right?
Mm-hmm.
I decided to go to Walmart and buy myself a 12-inch Fluttershy plush. And I
Dude,
took it home and
did you fuck
I
it?
I
You
I
fucked
kind of
it.
did. I
What?
kind of did. But the thing is, I didn't just cut a hole in it. No, no, no. I looked up how to make an
No. Okay.
I
All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. We're done. All right. So, yeah, I know what you're gonna say. We're done. Like, we're not fucking saying it because if we go too much, we're actually going to get fucking like kicked off of YouTube. We can't go that fucking far. All right. Um, I do remember I didn't do anything. This is embarrassing, but
oh man.
it wasn't like a sexual thing. This is just embarrassing. I remember that at one point, again, this was not a sexual thing. I remember at one point in time, I had every single plush from every single one of the dogs from Paw Patrol, and I think I still have all of them. So like
See now, if
I literally had plushes of the entire cast, like stuffed
see
animals of the whole cast.
if we're talking like modern weird, I would probably say Trixie from Louie. And I say that for one reason, and one reason, actually two reasons. Number one, her character model is the only one with a defined ass, which is a weird thing to point out, but I just figured I should. And number two, she sounds like an Australian version of Tiffany from Chucky, and
You know,
she's actually my
so
favorite character in the franchise.
so you're talking about an anthropomorphic dog right now, you know?
Yeah, if we're
So
talking in the
I
sense of like modern weird.
okay, if we're talking about modern weird, I think mine's way worse than yours being from Bluey because mine is something that nobody would ever think to
Oh
simp
no.
for. Like nobody would think to simp for this character because it was in a show that was extremely annoying and everybody didn't like it. But I simped very hard for this character.
Is it Uncle Grandpa, the show?
No, no, I didn't fucking simp for Uncle
Okay.
Grandpa, you weird nigga.
No, I was like is it from the show?
No, what did you think I was simping for? Who did you think I was simping for?
The fucking pizza guy or I don't know.
Pizza Steve, you're a fucking idiot, nigga. What?
Who
Yeah,
wouldn't
I'm
know?
simping for that piece of pizza. What the fuck?
Who wouldn't? Look at him. He's fly as fuck.
He's just pizza. He's just a piece of pizza.
With glasses, damn it.
Yeah, with glasses, of course. But fuck, I know I'm gonna regret saying this, but you just admitted that you simp for a character from fucking Bluey. I
Uh-huh.
remember there was a while where I simped for fucking Dookie from Johnny Test.
Oh.
And
Oh no.
that's also an anthropomorphic dog because he walks around on 2 feet most of the fucking time and he can talk, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
but he's
but
not.
the thing was that I remember that show was just super fucking annoying, so nobody would probably think to simp for any characters in that show because the show was fucking annoying and ridiculous and it was just not good. I remember that I used to watch that show as a kid and like it, which is probably more embarrassing than simping for a character from it.
Well, here's the thing, though.
I actually enjoyed the show at one point. Don't even try and defend that show. It's so fucking bad.
No, but here's the thing. Here, oh my God, it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Oh shit. Here's the thing. The first few seasons weren't actually that bad.
I know, but it just
Like when they were
devolved.
hit,
But it just devolved into the point where like the whip crack sound effect would happen literally every couple of seconds.
that and the animation quality got completely dumbed down because of the
Literally
company.
got worse and worse and worse as it went on. Also, I'm sorry, but the intro for Johnny Test was fucking abysmally bad.
Well, to be fair, it was ripped from a Green Day riff, so
I
take
was
that
about
for
to say,
what you
yeah,
will.
yeah, it's fucking American Idiot. However, American Idiot is actually good, whereas the Johnny Test intro is not good.
Yeah, typically, if you're just gonna take a riff from a song, you normally you'd remix it just a little bit, not just take the entire riff and add lyrics to the appropriate
Right.
context.
And it was American Idiot by Green Day. I fucking
Yeah,
remember that it was American Idiot.
it is 100% American Idiot. The riff is exactly the same.
It's literally unchanged. It is the exact same fucking thing.
The only
Unchanged.
difference is the lyrics.
Yes, they just made lyrics. And it's the worst fucking lyrics ever because by the way, I'm going to go on a fucking tangent. I cannot stand when movies treat the viewer like they're blind or fucking stupid. Like, I'm sorry, but the start of the song is he's got a head of fiery hair and a turbocharged backpack, and you can see both of those things right in front of you because they're the only fucking things on the screen. Literally, that's all that's on the screen is him with the backpack on, just standing there. That's all that's on the screen, and they have to tell you that that's what I hate it so fucking much. I literally cannot stand it. Where they literally are telling you what's going on screen. Like, there was this movie the other day that I can't remember the fucking name of, right? Secret Obsession, I think it was. And it actually had Brenda's song in it, where, not even kidding, right? You hear a door lock. Then Brenda's song tries to open the door. Then you see the guy on the other side lock the door. And then Brenda's song says, "Did he just lock it?" Nigga.
Oh my god.
No, I hate that shit. And Johnny Test did that shit all the fucking time. It's like, "Hey sisters, what are you doing?" "Oh, we're doing this, this, and this." And then they just proceed to do exactly what they just fucking said. Literally, word for word, action for action. They tell you what they're gonna do, and then they do it. That's Johnny Test in a nutshell. Is they just talk about doing things and they just go and do it. It's so bad.
It reminds me of spoken monologues. Like when the characters like say they're gonna do something and they do it. Like, oh, the door's locked. I should go around back. Like what fucking like in Resident Evil when they say shit like, oh well, the door's locked. I better find another way. Like no shit.
Right? The thing is that, like, in video games like Resident Evil, that makes sense kind of, because like it's not a show. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you can see that the door is locked, but I think the game is better when they say, "Oh, it's locked. I need to find a way around," rather than just if a piece of text popped up on the screen and said "door is locked" and that's all you got.
It's 100% worse than movies because like yeah, obviously, so do it. The fact that you're saying it just means you're stupid.
Like I said,
Like we get
I,
it.
I would prefer if they had voice acting in games when like a door is locked, because otherwise all you get is a fucking wall of text that says that the door is locked, and that's all you get. Like
Either that or you just
at least when like the character, like in Resident Evil, when they open the door and it's like, "Damn, it's locked. I need to find another way around." At least then it makes it seem more real, because you know what I'm saying. I actually like Resident Evil voice acting and writing. I actually thought Resident Evil, the first Resident Evil game, had some of the best horror writing ever. I love Resident Evil. It has amazing writing. The only thing is that people will say that Resident Evil doesn't have good writing because of the Jill sandwich thing.
I'm sorry, the what?
Jill sandwich. If you play Resident Evil 1, there's a point in time where the walls are closing, and it's not Chris Redfield, it's Barry. Barry comes in and he says, "Oh, that was close. You were almost a Jill sandwich."
Oh my god, I remember that.
And people say that Resident Evil doesn't have good writing because of that, but that was a fucking error in translation.
You
And
were almost a
and
chill
it's
sandwich.
and it's one of the most hilarious errors in writing because it makes sense. Like, does it make the scene a bit more comedic? Yeah, but it kind of gives the characters personality at the same time.
I think it's worse when video games tell you something, like if a door's locked, but you can clearly see that the door is damaged to a point where you can just kick it down.
Yeah. I don't
Like
like
in
that
fucking
either.
Fallout
Another
3.
thing, that I really hate is when like you can tell just by looking at a game when somebody didn't put a lot of effort in it. I don't like that. Like, and what I mean by that is like, yeah, are you ever playing a game where instead of just putting an invisible wall in, they put like obstacles in front of you, but the obstacle is like one stretcher with wheels, and it's like, oh, it's in my way. I guess I can't move any further. And it's like,
Yeah, so
uh, it's like, excuse me, you could literally just go underneath it, over it, around it, push it out of the fucking way. Or like when the obstacle is like a table or something, and it's like, yeah, you can't go any further because this table's there. It's like, nigga, just put the invisible wall there and it looks better than just having a random fucking like table there where you can clearly get over it. And if you don't
yeah,
want to put the
so
invisible and if you don't want to put the invisible wall over there, do something else. Make it not look fucking retarded. Like,
it's funny you say that because Hunt Down the Freeman
dude,
did exactly
I
that.
was just gonna talk about Hunt Down the Freeman, where like you couldn't go a certain pathway because like a singular chair was in front of you. So like the entire fucking hallway was blocked off because like one chair was in front of you. So that somehow blocked the entire hallway, despite the fact you could just like go around the chair. Hunt Down the Freeman sucked fucking turds, dude.
And
It was
the sad
terrible.
part, the sad part is that the point in which that happens is in a hospital, which is the point where it tells you about the advanced movement mechanics like crouching or fucking sliding and
or
proning.
or fucking climbing where you have to holster your
Yeah.
weapon, but you
So
don't
like
have a button to holster your weapon because you have to bind it yourself.
there's gonna be points where you think you can climb and it's like, this looks like an obvious gameplay progression.
I
But
was about to
no,
say
it's
that's
just
that's
four
another
levels of
shitty
time.
part. That's another really shitty part of Hunt Down the Freeman because they do zero effort distinguishing a climbable surface from a not climbable surface. Like they look exactly the same. So you might think you can climb something and you just can't. Also, the climbing animation looks fucking terrible. Like it looks like your character is just doing a climbing motion while someone drags them up like the thing. It doesn't look like they're climbing. It looks like they quite literally are like walking like they're like climbing an invisible rock wall. It looks fucking terrible.
And you're supposed to be a trained military person, by the way.
Or
You
how do you remember how there's that one level in Hunt Down the Freeman where the guy says there's a gas leak, so no guns, and you immediately shoot a gun, and then your character says, "Hey, I thought there was a gas leak," and then the fucking guy just stares at you and doesn't say anything, and it's like, did you do that intentionally? Why would you intentionally fuck up your game? Like, why would you put that in there? Like, that's not funny. That's literally you don't care about your game, so you're intentionally fucking it up. Like, why would you do that? Were you just too
well, the
lazy to
fucking
Like, were they just too lazy to program in an explosion if you shot a gun? I think that's what it
Hey,
was. They
here's
were
the
just too
thing.
lazy.
Here's the thing. It's not even a see. So with the Hammer editor, you can set up invisible trigger volumes, which can allow for stuff like that to happen. And it's as simple as making a cube and assigning a function to it to explode when you shoot inside of that volume. It's not hard, like at all, and it'll take you like a minute to do, and they just didn't
Dude,
do it. And the room is
that's
pretty
another
square.
thing. That's another thing. It's how like the trigger boxes for completing levels are in really fucking weird areas. Like, have you seen how the only way people can complete that one level on top of the train is if they go to the front of the train, shoot the glass out, and then jump inside the front and they beat the level?
Yeah, that makes no fucking sense.
Because they didn't program a way into the fucking train unless you did that, and the trigger for the game was fucking at the front of the train. So in order to beat the level, you had to get there. But if you went the back way, like behind the train, like to the back of it, it would just go on forever. So you had to go to the front of the fucking plant, like train, jump on the nose of it, shoot the windows out, and then get into the train, and you beat the level.
or the fucking city or the city battle, like during the 7 Hour War, where it's
Yeah,
like
that's
this, you
fucking
have this
terrible.
giant, this fucking cityscape, and you think you have to defend wave after wave of these
But
giant
yeah,
fucking.
yeah, but you're supposed to like fucking like jump over like a trash bin and go stand in a random corner of the map.
Yup.
Like literally, I know what you're talking about because like there's like a giant fucking wall and there's like a minigun you can hop on, but you're literally meant to
Uh,
just go fucking stand in a random corner of the map. You have to like jump, you have to like parkour over like a garbage can or something like a dumpster and go stand in like a corner of the map. It's so fucking stupid, it makes no sense at all.
here's like there's a lot like more minor things that kind of just upset me, especially as a
Well,
Half-Life fan,
well, don't get me
because
start like don't get us fucking started on how vehicles are completely broken in that game. Like if you save in a vehicle, your entire game file is corrupted.
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Or
Do not save in vehicles.
or fucking Act 2 where you're fucking like alls you have is a fucking machete and you have to go through that area with all the snow where there's the fucking infinite range railguns, there's the fucking orbital strikes that come in, there's kill barriers if you go out of bounds, and there's the ant lions. So you have to
Oh
avoid
my god.
yeah, so you have to avoid those stupid fucking spotlights that fucking do an aerial strike onto your position. You have to avoid railguns that can shoot you through fucking terrain. They can shoot you through terrain. You have to avoid ant lions, and if you go too far out of bounds, there'll like be like a blizzard effect, and you'll start losing life. And by the way, if you die, you have to do the entirety of Act 2 over again if you die.
Mhm.
Like it's so fucking stupid. It's so bad.
Yeah, there's like a lot of minor things that kind of just upset me, and like I said, especially as a Half-Life fan, at the very least, I expect consistency with whatever established timeline there is. Like during the 7 Hour War, you wouldn't see things like Dr. Brain Water
Dr.
Reserve.
Breen water
Then
machine because they had just fucking started invading. How would a
yeah,
Dr. Breen's water machine exist when they just started invading? You know what really irked a lot of people is how in Hunt Down the Freeman they brought fucking Adrian from opposing forces into it for
and
no fucking reason other than for a big reveal like shock value at the end. Also, if you remember correctly, remember how in the very beginning the trailer for the game had Gordon Freeman beat you up, but then in the actual game it's just a guy in an HEC suit? And it wasn't even
yeah, and
Gordon. Yeah, Gordon Freeman. Gordon doesn't even appear in Hunt Down the Freeman. They give like subtle nods to it. Like there's just one part right where you're like in a hole in the ground and you see like him like fly by. Like you see him go by. You know, like you know what I'm talking about, right? You see Gordon Freeman like go by, like when he's being
yeah.
chased through the jungle, all right, or through the forest or whatever. He's being chased, and you see him like go by, but he doesn't actually appear in the game. So I don't know why they keep talking about Gordon Freeman like it's some big fucking part of the game. It's not a part of the game. In fact, Gordon Freeman isn't even in the game. They just put his name in there for fucking clout. Like they realized they couldn't just call it Half-Life 3 like they probably wanted to. So they just said, "Oh, we'll just call it Hunt Down the Freeman."
And the sad part is the fact that the game itself didn't even start out as a game initially. It started out as an animated project in SFM that they then turned into a game, and they clearly didn't have the talent to do.
I was about to say, like, nothing from Hunt Down the Freeman works. The story is literally a copy of Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. Literally, a straight up copy of Metal Gear 5. The gameplay is absolutely unpolished. The graphics are fucking terrible. They actually look like fucking polygons. Like, they actually have corners to them. They, like, you literally can cut yourself on the edge because it doesn't have a lot of pixels. It's literally edgy. It's like made out of like actual fucking like shapes. You know, it's crazy. And then don't get me fucking started on the voice acting, cuz holy shit, it's bad. Cuz they just got a bunch of
We've
yeah,
been compromised.
They just put in a bunch of fucking YouTubers in to do a bunch of voice acting for no reason. And here's the thing, right? The the aliens are coming. We've been compromised. Oh, Corporal, we're so fucked. The worst delivery ever. Like the actual worst delivery. But nah, you know what was worse? My fellow Americans.
My fellow Americans.
Yeah, fucking
It is a-
Keemstar. Keemstar was
it is a-
terrible. Literally, Keemstar is like, my fellow Americans. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude, you didn't even try. You literally just talked in your normal voice and sounded as unenthusiastic as possible. Like, come on, man. You don't sound like the President of the United States. You sound like Keemstar pretending to be the president. It's bad voice acting. Very
My
bad.
fellow Americans, it is with a heavy heart that we have made a strategic decision. We have decided to surrender to the invading forces known as the Combine. Like,
Bro.
could you be just a little sadder?
So, it is currently 1:15. This video is 3 hours long.
Yay!
I don't know what the fuck we're gonna call this, but I think with it being 1:15, we're gonna end it here.
Just call it schizophrenic ramblings and see how much views we get.
I guess. But we appreciate you watching and stay tuned for more content, because we're getting way more when I buy my fucking monitor on Thursday. Like I might do like some fucking like CS:GO gameplay or like Borderlands 3. I'll find fucking something to do. And
You don't necessarily need a monitor if you have an HDMI cable.
I mean, I have an HDMI cable. It's just that how would I play it? Like, I guess I could hook it up to a TV, but I'm not anywhere near a TV. Where I do my the podcast at, I'm not anywhere near a TV. Like, I'm literally at a desk in a room. So like, that's why I want a monitor so I can use the monitor with the fucking desk. You know what I'm saying? So I can like use my gaming thing. Cause I'm at a desk right now. I just don't have a fucking monitor for this fucking thing.
I see.
But anyway, until then, stay tuned. See you later.
Yeah.